Greetings, people of Earth. My name is Rob Wieland. I am an author, game designer, and professional nerd. And tonight, I am the host of Theater of the Mind Players. We are here tonight for our fourth episode of our second season of Masks Past Tense, which is a play through of Masks: A New Generation from Magpie Games. We have had a fantastic set of games leading up to this, and let's continue the streak, shall we? For those of you who have not listened to the show yet, or watched the show yet,
doing?
Well, I don't know why you would jump in on this one, so please, at the very least, go back to episode 1.
Turn back.
But we also recommend, if you haven't already, please listen to season 1, Masks Future Shock, because that sets up so many elements of what we're going through here tonight.
Marry all of the elements.
Well, a few. But we are very excited to bring this game to you. And Tawny was asking me before we started taping about how I'm not supposed to let your shirt down.
Oh, yeah. I can't let Rob make my shirt a liar because I'm being very optimistic. It says amazing things will happen.
I'm sure amazing things will happen.
Yeah.
Rob.
I'm sure.
They don't have to be good amazing things.
Amazingly bad things will happen.
Now, one of the agendas of Powered by the Apocalypse games is be a fan of your characters. Now, everybody here has whatever your favorite show or book or whatever it is that you are a fan of the characters. You admit that you need to see them. Bad things have to happen to them for them to triumph over them.
I don't think anything good has happened to Sparrow this season, except for the good conversation with Mom last week.
So you're Desparrow now?
Wow.
That was a great thing that just happened.
Are you the shapeshifter?
Stop giving Jordan ammo.
Yeah.
Just load that into my pun gun.
Jordan,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Jordan is the one who came up with Quacky Chan. Really good.
I have one strength that happens every once in a while. So Ethan, you have to 3D print Jordan a pun gun.
So, let's go around and introduce ourselves. What I want each player to do is to tell me your name, tell me a little bit about your character, and what your most memorable moment from our last episode was. I always look at Tawny when I say this because she's always the guiltiest looking one of like, So, it's very difficult to choose because last episode, a lot of shit went down. So we're going to start with our very special guest this time. We're very excited to have her back for this run on Masks because it's kind of her home show. So let's start with the lovely and talented Danielle Brin.
Hello, I'm Danielle Brin.
And,
Oh man.
Not how she normally speaks.
I mean,
And I'm a big dork.
I was going to say you went from 1-900 number to Steve Urkel in like 2 seconds.
I was leaning towards Yennefer of Vengerberg in that first part.
I am
I don't know who that is.
a versatile actor, Rob.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't give me the Rocky face.
So I play Helix, Eka.
Oh.
I
forgot that was a thing.
I play Helix, Eka Hannah.
It is now.
No, it's not.
Who is the bull.
Fetch is happening.
Oh my god. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
And then progression wieners by. So last episode, there were so many things happened. Okay.
Guess what was the most memorable one? What is the one that will haunt you until your
For all your
grave?
days.
Haunt me until my dying day.
When you turn to the people who are important in your life on your deathbed and say, there was this elf game that we played
many years ago. Well, it's like it's a toss up between my fight with Sean or my conversation with Dreamkiller.
Both of those are very memorable.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know if I would call it a fight with Sean. I think you just basically just yelled at him.
I think I just ripped on him.
Yeah, but more or less, like it was a fight in the sense of one person was punching and the other person was bleeding.
I had the right to be upset. Welcome to my house.
I did. I think that was probably my most memorable scene because my conversation with Dreamkiller didn't make Danielle cry, but Helix's conversation with Sean did make Danielle cry.
That's fair. That's a good choice. All right, let's head on over to...
Hi, everybody. I'm Jordan Fishburne. I'm playing Palamusa Aka Arete. My favorite part of last episode...
For the podcast people, Tawny has thrown her hat.
into the room. It was, I'd have to say the final sequence, there was a lot of shit that went down last episode. It's hard to choose, honestly, but when Arete threw her aunt through the portal, making sure that she got out of the underworld, and then turned around to find Hades fucking there with Cerberus, I was just like... oh boy. It was a lot of good shit though.
So, and for those of you who are keeping track at home, Jordan no longer has any conditions because
condition free.
She decided that Arete was captured by Hades off camera. So the way the conditions work, for those of you who need a quick refresher, are that they're basically the hit points of the game, and you take these because in superhero comics, very rarely is like Superman like, oh, I'm down to 5,000 hit points. Instead, they are emotional issues that the character has to deal with, and until they deal with them, there are moves that they can't make, or the moves they make with a penalty. And the way that they generally deal with these moves is either another hero makes a comfort or support roll to try and help remove that condition, or because they're teenagers, they do something dumb and that helps clear the condition. I was guilty. Right.
I was guilty. But the clear move for that one is sacrificing yourself, which sort of fits into, throwing her through and Hades capturing me instead.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's why sometimes whenever I've played this game, both on stream and off, I've been like, if you want to make a move to discard this condition off, like in the background, we can deal with the ramifications of it in the game. That's fine by me. And nobody has ever taken me up on the offer. So like, nope, I want to be stupid and I want it to happen in game. Yeah. So
I want to make everybody else at the table suffer too.
Right. Because everybody was like, no, what are you doing? Yeah. So thank you for that, Jordan. Let's move on to our next player.
Hello, I'm Tony Cheek. I am playing Sean Braddock, code name Horizon.
No fun.
Nope. And my most memorable scene was probably, since you said the fight with Sean, I'm going to say the very end, where that whole fight sort of starts to make sense.
Why does that fight make sense? Can you explain to help remind people?
Sean deleted his...
Like, I'm not trying to get you to make Danielle cry within the first...
No, it's fine. I just had pizza. I have some wherewithal with it.
Sean made the difficult decision to delete himself from Alexis's memory and replace that with Helix instead, making Alexis Helix's mother.
Which is important because Helix spent the entire element of their fight basically saying, you suck, I don't need you, get the hell out of my life. So
you're killing my mom.
Yeah.
Yep. You killed my TV.
Right. So
you can buy a new one.
So it's great. We're gonna hug it out a lot towards the end of the series here. I'm sure of it.
Depending on who Aftershock is, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there is that.
Like, oops, I forgot.
Let's move to our next player.
Hi, it's me, Tawny Thompson. I'm playing Quinn Elliott, also known as the Sparrow. And I think my favorite part was not getting yelled at by my mom.
That was sweet.
And yeah.
Right, because you had to call her.
Yeah.
before you took
I
a very
FaceTimed.
dangerous trip. Yes, I know. You were about to take a very dangerous trip in the underworld, to the underworld to help rescue Arete. And so I decided that I didn't want Emma to yell at you, because that's what happens with parents. Is you walk into a room and you're expecting to be yelled at, and they're like, "No, yeah, you screwed up. It happens. Get out of here." And that felt like a perfect moment for that. Plus, now you have the one good thing that happened to you in the entire arc.
The whole arc
of the show
this season.
was that my mom didn't yell at me.
You couldn't even catch a break when she made fun of you with this shapeshift.
I know.
Last but certainly not least,
I am Ethan Eichstein Anderson. I am playing Figment, Aka, Francis Bishop. I think
the lines have been drawn.
This is Team Aka. This is the cool kid.
Y'all can keep it. Y'all can keep it.
I know.
Wash doesn't like it either.
And I think my favorite part was when my mom got punched in the face.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Ethan's mom made a brief reappearance only to immediately be knocked unconscious.
And who did that?
I don't know. I'll have to listen back to the last episode.
Did you black out last episode too? Like,
Yeah. It wasn't quite as intense last episode.
like poor Jordan is
man.
gonna come to our the last session and be like, "Are we starting masks anytime soon?" I don't know. You said it was going to be a thing, but I don't really know. So we ended with Ethan and Figment for a very specific purpose, because we're going to be beginning with him this session. At the end of last episode, Figment made the decision to try and push his powers to be able to teleport himself into the underworld to help rescue Arete. I asked him to hold off on that role because I felt like that would be a good start to this particular session. I
did toss a team
you
for it
deployed
last
it.
time.
You tossed a team into the
I
team
did.
pool. Okay.
Right at the end, before you told him not to roll.
Okay.
So team pool is at.
Well,
6.
team pool is at 7 because we always add a team pool at the beginning of the episode. No, you cannot toss another one. Because
Can the owl toss one?
No.
Can I toss one?
How are you helping though?
I'm sending out really large vibes.
Can I toss one? Because she has my device? Or does that not make sense?
Oh, I do have his device, unless Hades took it from me.
No, you can do that.
Okay, cool. You got a +2. Don't fuck up.
Okay, now it's time to roll. Roll plus freak to extend your powers.
No pressure.
Weren't you gonna level up and make your freak go up even?
He
more?
did.
I
Alright.
did
didn't.
that.
Oh, you didn't?
None of my level ups that I had left that I could check.
Oh.
Stuff.
Your labels.
It'll be fine. He's gonna roll a 12. It'll be great.
Damn.
I
Not
can't
gonna have
watch.
to park,
I can't
Ethan.
watch. I don't.
hoping for roll bad. Just because it'd be funny.
6
+2.
+1. 9.
Okay.
9.
So 9. When you roll a 9 on Unleash Your Powers, on a hit you do it. On a 7 through 9, you mark a condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
Are you scared?
Let's go unstable or temporary.
Okay.
Oh my god, Ethan!
If it's funny, Ethan will do it.
Yes, this is fun. Everybody's laughing right now. That's how funny this is.
Sure, leave your wife to get stuck in between the fucking layers of the universe.
Technically, Sparrow isn't married to Figment yet.
Yeah.
We are working on it.
We're working on it, AO3 fans. So
Or you could work on it.
Is there a couple named Spigment?
Oh, I hope not.
Pigment? God.
I was
Nope.
gonna say
okay, wait. You hate Aka, but Spigment is okay.
Jordan,
Yeah.
pun gun that right now.
It's Spearmint.
Or Pharaoh?
It's Spearmint.
Hashtag spig.
Hashtag Spigment.
No.
No, the Spigment's never gonna leave.
Once you've had a taste of Spigment, you can't ever.
Oh no!
It dries and gets crusty.
So bad.
He's like Spigot. He's like a plumber-based superhero. Like,
Oh.
I'm good.
Okay.
Oh.
Suddenly, Aka's not so.
So I should join Team Akka just to spite
No.
Tawny.
Yep.
That does sound like something Tony would do, though.
I mean, it's true. I will not deny.
Poor Wash. All right.
Boy.
You manifest right next to Arete. You manifest right next to the device outside where Arete was, that was left in the necropolis.
Great.
All by yourself.
Good. Nice.
Great.
Thanks.
I support my decision.
Ethan's gonna be like, I think I grew away from the team.
Physically.
I would like to assess the situation and be mindful of my surroundings.
Okay.
Maybe pick that up. I think Sean would be mad if we lost it.
Perhaps I've been reading
assumes
the
it's lost.
files.
Perhaps that device is still
Wait, which one will I add more to?
Cerberus?
Yeah. It is currently set to Cerberus mode.
Not
that
nope,
Sparrow knows
I'm
that.
not reading the files because I will roll worse. So I'm
Okay.
assessing
Towards
the
it, then you-
situation.
So tell me what that move does.
And be mindful of your surroundings when you assess the situation before entering a fight. Oh,
Ooh.
I'm reading the files. You've learned about the superhuman world through your mentor's resources. When you first encounter an important superpowered phenomenon, your call, roll plus superior. On a hit, tell the team one important detail you've learned from your studies. The GM will tell you what, if anything, seems different from what you remember. On a 10 plus, ask the GM a follow-up question. They will answer honestly. On a miss, the situation is well outside your base of knowledge, and the GM will tell you why.
Okay. So what are you adding to this?
Superior.
Okay.
6.
That's a miss.
Mm.
Oh,
This is outside of the purview of my knowledge.
you have read a ton of ever since realizing that Hades was mixed up in this. You have read a ton of mythology based on and studied, and you are now here in the underworld, and you realize that it is all made up bullshit.
Great.
Because you are you are standing in a strange reflection of Halcyon City, because of your work with Owl and in Mayor Littlefeather's office. You've gone to the Halcyon City Historical Society dozens of times, and you see that the skyline is made up of buildings that have long been destroyed and long been torn down, and that disorients you because it feels familiar, but yet at the same time is completely different, because you expect there to be a Dr. Pepperoni on that corner, and it's instead it's Kirby drugs, and you expect you know what the street is supposed to be, but the surroundings are unfamiliar.
Can I tell, after picking up this device, what Arete had done to it?
You could probably crack it open and look at the hair.
Because as far as I remember, right, Sean had set it up to search for Arete.
Well,
Yes. That's exactly
that's great,
what I know.
because
You're looking
whatever this thing is plugged into sure looks like it's coming right towards you.
Good.
Oh, great! Arate's on her way.
Yeah, she's gonna give you a big hug.
How quickly does it seem to be moving, Rob?
Very fast.
Yeah.
Or climb a building.
I have mythic
Yes.
legendary
I'm
speed,
still
though.
gonna climb a building.
Okay.
And watch instead of...
Why is your answer always climb a building?
Because I'm good at it.
High ground. The high ground.
It's the high ground, Anakin.
You take the high road and I'll take the low road.
Okay, so sure enough,
Irritate shows up.
You climb onto the roof of the Kirby Drugs building, and you see the big black dog.
My irritate, what big teeth you have.
And it did you, because the thing that the thing is beeping in your, is it in your hand or did you leave it behind?
Oh. I feel like I probably would have brought it with me, but as soon as I see that it's Cerberus, I'm gonna fucking chuck it.
Okay. And you hear a window break, and the dog stops. One of the heads turns towards where the window broke, and peels off from the other two remaining dogs into its own. Like there's like it's like a fade out effect. So it's like basically this one goes the one that goes off goes insubstantial, peels off from the dog, and then forms back up as a solo big black dog with one head. And it starts barking and chasing, and it runs up the side of a building and smashes through a window.
Great.
What do you do?
I would like to run the other way towards, like, the city center.
Okay.
Because I assume if there's an area that hasn't changed as much, it's the area around, like, the Capitol buildings and stuff, because that's going to have been, like...
That's a good thing. So you're ignoring the screams, then?
I'm going to what?
You're going to run the other way and ignore the screams?
What screams?
Oh, the screams of the person that's being dragged out of the window by the single head of Cerberus.
You killed Fig's mom?
Oh, fuck off. Of course I'm not going to ignore the screams, Rob.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's great. We'll get back to you in a moment.
I want that on a t-shirt. So you're just going to ignore the screams then?
We'll be populating our merch booth soon, kids. So we cut to... Helix.
Oh.
So after you had your big blow up with Sean, where did you go? Because that was supposed to be your refuge.
Right.
Oh, I wonder if I went back to the rage cage.
To punch some dudes.
I wonder because I was like, well, I have a familiar place, and that's gone, and I can't go to the aviary because I'm a clone, and they might murder me.
So you go back to the place
so
where
melted for
the owl and everyone found you, which is the underground.
ass.
The underground. I can't hear you over the screams of that person that you almost left behind. The underground cage fighting club, Rage Cage. So yeah, we cut to the we'll do an homage to the opening of the original X-Men, where everybody is got their money in hand,
Fistful of dollars.
Yeah, I got it. And you are making short work of who they put you in the cage with, between everything that's happened to you, like there are even parts where you just sort of drop your hands and let them hit you for a little bit just so you can feel something.
Pull a Rocky.
And then you clock them in one final blow. And as you get out of the cage and scoop up the handfuls of cash that you've made, beating the crap out of this poor guy who was like, I took a kung fu class once. You notice that there are people watching you, not in a crowd capacity, but you definitely see some people who have their fingers pressed to their ears or who are talking into their sleeves.
They're not very good at their jobs.
Well, I'm watching her right now. Holy crap. Well, I mean, it's a variety of different people. Like they're not all like Men in Black or anything like that. Like you just see a couple people who are maybe staring at you a little too long, and I think, well, let's do it this way. What really draws your attention to it is that one of them has a logo on. They have like a fleece pullover, and they have like a logo, because that's what happens with corporations, is they always give you like, here, this way we don't have to turn the heat up, you can just throw this on. I mean, it's a free gift for all your fine work here. Anyway, Bob Cratchit. No, it's a logo that you've seen before. It's a stylized G and a stylized D, and it triggers another flashback of a pair of people in lab coats with that same logo looking into your tube tank, and checking some things off on a checklist, and you hear one kind of say to the other, like through the murmur of the glass, like, well, how long do you think this one will last? I don't know. $10 she's dead before the week. You're on.
Okay, so I walk through the door into the crowd. I pick them both up by shirt scruff.
So you walk towards them with murderous intent.
Mm-hmm.
When a hand grabs you on the or like touches you on the shoulder, and somebody whispers in your ear, "That would be a real bad idea, Helix." You look back, and the person that you see, you don't recognize, right up until he flashes his silver eyes at you. The silver eyes of Remix.
Okay. Do you know something I don't know?
Let's go somewhere quiet, all right?
Sure. Fine. Let me give them one last murderous look.
Okay.
Okay, so I just look at them, and I think I just go,
Right. Give them the meet the parents.
I know that you know I'm gonna fuck you up.
I know that you know that I know that you.
And I give them the finger.
Me.
And we bounce.
Okay. So you make your way up through the like abandoned subway station or whatever that you go through, and Remix is like, that place is crawling with those dudes. Like, I know you could probably take out a bunch of them, but I mean, how many do you think you can take out and not hurt other people?
Well, I was just gonna kind of shake two of them down for information. I wasn't gonna attack the whole crowd.
Yeah, but if you attack two of them, then the other ones show up, and then like that thing is run by Genodyne, right?
What?
The Rage Cage fights. They run Genodyne runs the Rage Cage fights.
No. Was not aware of that.
Yeah, well, that's because you can't, and he shifts into he shifts into the form of the guy who collects the money. Like he's this scuzzy Kid Rock looking dude.
I think I just go, God, that's a goatee.
I hate this thing. I hate this thing too, and he just sort of adjusts it so that it goes away. But because after I won a few fights there, I decided, okay, who's running this thing? I wanted to I wanted to see, just to see who is running it. Maybe I could blackmail them. You know how it is when you're a shapeshifter. Well, no, you don't know how it is when you're a shapeshifter.
No, I really don't.
Well, this is one of the cool things is you get to go into places that nobody expects you to be able to go.
Wait, hold on a half second. You were in prison? And now you're not in prison.
Oh, oh, honey. You really think that the Spike is actually a good prison?
No, I don't.
He shifts back to his like neutral form, the patchwork skin and the silver eyes.
So, how did you find me?
Like just now, you came to the fights and I saw you and I. Thanks for the $200, by the way.
You were fuck off. Wait, so you were here originally, just hanging out?
Like tonight, yeah. I mean, I was thinking about maybe I could fight, you know, like, or something. But then I saw you come in, and you were clearly in a mood, not in a mood to be fucked with. So I was like, maybe I won't step in the ring tonight.
Yeah, no, I've had some very bad shit happen to me in the past couple of days, so we're not doing so hot.
You want to tell me about it?
Kinda.
Well, where do you want to go to dinner?
I mean, I always go to Dr. Pepperoni, but like, I don't really feel like dealing with a bunch of, teenagers in love tonight. So
Yeah, right. Because I mean, dates, right?
Is he also hiding himself behind a cup?
Yeah, he manifests a coffee cup out of nowhere. And
Like, what date? Love, what's
TPS
that?
reports.
So I think Helix actually chuckles at that one, and she's like, "Oh, it's not a date."
No, you're absolutely right. This is not a date.
And he gets insecure.
Yeah. Or hopeless.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh.
Poor
Like, what?
remix.
No. Whoa. Okay, you're moving too fast here. All right. I don't.
You were gaslighting me, and I'm not having it.
No. Whoa. No. Like we can't go on like a date because, well, for a lot of reasons. But the very least is that clearly Sparrow was really into me, and I don't want to cause any drama between you two.
I like this guy.
My favorite moment from last episode.
I can't fucking deal with you.
So you don't want to go on a not date with me?
Buy me dinner.
All right.
I like tacos.
Okay. So we cut to
Dr. Chupacabras.
no Professor Chupacabra.
Wait, is the taco place?
Yeah. Professor Chupacabra.
No, I
MBA.
think Taco Cabra.
Taco Cabra.
Yes, I love it.
El Taco Cabra.
Oh. It's
They
so
actually,
bad.
their
The
goat cheese
El
tacos
Chapo.
are amazing.
Our tacos do not suck.
like a chupacabra.
So I think I can just look at him and go, "This isn't one of those like Mexican American taco places because like I just need a corn tortilla, meat, cilantro, onions,
Okay.
and
all
verde
right.
sauce."
You're clearly a very fancy lady.
Thank you.
So we cut to the underworld.
We came to get you out. Let's go.
So she.
I don't look around.
Yeah.
I don't want to look.
This is unstable and temporary.
Like if I just show
The
up,
thing
I
that's
see
not
her.
stable
I
is
just
that we're separated.
Yeah. Where am I?
You are in.
It depends on my response.
No, well, you are in what looks to be like an old bank lobby. And except, or no. I mean,
Walk that back.
walk that back. You are in an old church.
Oh.
and this is where Hades brought you, and he clamped an iron
Great.
collar around you that has really weird sigils carved into it, and a heavy, thick iron chain that has been pounded into the ground of the church. And you are you are on the altar, or the kind of the dais that goes up to where the altar would be. And you have what looks to be a congregation of other captured souls kind of staring at you, who are also iron chained around the neck. Like, I think actually you're iron chained around the neck, and you also have arm and leg clasps.
So what we've learned is that Hades is very into bondage.
So you can say I'm on the dais.
On the dais, yes. You could absolutely say that.
Is that
on the dais?
Of a erite, of a she's about to exit. Okay. Thank you for making a joke that this old man understands.
So Sparrow's new name is Falco.
That's good. Thank you.
So I'm guessing those are the souls that have been getting captured.
Huh? Did you make a detective roll to figure that out?
No, but I figured if I've been hanging out there for a little while, I might have actually asked somebody something in change of trying to just break myself out of
Well,
these.
what's interesting about the decor in like the stonework of this is definitely a church, but all of the stained glass windows have been replaced by iron chunks of iron with like spikes on them shoved through the different slots.
Lovely.
Of different lengths of spikeage on the window pieces, which gives a definitely a very gloomy feeling, to say the least.
He has a certain aesthetic, and he's working with it.
I am borrowing a lot of Hades' aesthetic from the very excellent Wraith the Oblivion. So, like, if for anybody who's listening who's like, this sounds a lot like there's a reason. It's a good villainous aesthetic. Anyway, so you've been struggling here, and
Figment suddenly appears.
yeah, do we want to back that up, and do you want to have a conversation with one of the souls?
Sure, yeah.
I see dead people. They're all sitting there.
As soon as Hades left me with them alone, I looked at the nearest group of people, or probably if I'm on the dais, like all of them, being like, tell me everything that you know right now.
Well, and one of them goes, and they all kind of gasp when you talk to them, because they're like, he killed Erite?
I am alive. I know I'm here in the underworld, but as a demigod under the Greek pantheon, I can travel between planes without death bringing me here.
Oh, good, because it's you are the only hope that we have.
Thank you, but you need to tell me everything that you know right now. What's going on?
Other spirits started disappearing here and there, and the rumors were spreading throughout the underworld about what was happening and where people were going, and then one by one, more and more people disappeared until it wasn't safe to walk the streets. Cerberus was once our protector, but it became our hunter, pulling souls out of first it was the souls who couldn't defend themselves, the ones who had barely passed into the underworld, and then once those souls had been pulled out of the streets, they came for souls like us who still retained who we are and what we did, and what we've heard has been terrible.
What have you heard?
He's making some sort of machine, and he needs fuel.
Hades. Fuck.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We've come here to save you. Let's go.
Figment, unless you can get me out of this, I kind of am a little limited with access to my powers at the moment. And I try to.
I'm sure Sparrow will think of something.
Where is she?
What do you mean? Oh, shit.
What do you mean? Fig, can you get this off of me? This is, I'm guessing, holding back my powers because I'm pretty dragging my arms and just hearing the chains rattle.
How magical is this place?
You're in hell, so take that as your
Will
first
illusions
guess.
come real?
We can try.
Ooh.
Can I attempt to make an illusion of a giant hammer and smash the chains and just see what happens?
Welcome to the grand
Yeah,
illusion.
that sounds like you're unleashing your
This
powers.
is dope as fuck. That's
Yeah.
a dope as fuck idea.
That's some Green Lantern shit. Right
Yeah.
there.
Like, if I'm in a magical realm,
Yeah.
this is...
Is anybody helping him with this?
I'm definitely cheering him on. Like,
Oh, hey!
make sure to think about the solidness of it, not just what it looks like. Imagine how heavy it is. Really put your belief into this shit being real.
Maybe clap a little
Yeah.
bit.
I feel like his mom.
And I
can
yell at
help
the
with it.
congregation,
Yeah.
clap if you
There.
believe. Everybody's
And they're all
clapping.
like,
No.
6 after the team.
Mark that potential.
Mark that potential, yo.
Where's your potential?
So I guess that was a no. It doesn't work.
So you put your hands out and you close them around the hammer, and you feel the weight in your hands, and you focus on the chain that Arete has held up before you. You raise the hammer high above your head and are like, I'm a big strong man, I'm a big strong man, I'm a big strong man. I'm gonna ring the bell, I'm gonna ring the bell, I'm gonna ring the bell. And one word destroys the whole thing. Francis?
Mom!
Ah!
I
No
sort of
time
thought
for you
were
dead
gonna make
people,
me
I'm concentrating.
saving- I really
Wait a
thought
minute.
I was going to be saving his mom, but here we are.
What was that?
Francis, is that you?
Fuck.
Yeah?
And standing up in like the third row of the chained pews is the woman that you left to be captured by Cerberus.
I made her a nice little pillow and hid her in the cave thing.
Jordan is secretly looking for the button that lowers her chair into the ground. And we cut to
Fuck.
how long did it take for you to fix the door?
probably a couple hours. I think Alexis took more time, but I think I might even that might have took all night, so I might still be struggling with the door.
Okay. Well, that's great because it immediately bursts open when we and
So
you
glad I
get
didn't waste my time.
and you whatever progress you made on it, it was immediately destroyed, and I think you destroy another appliance by being chucked into it.
Your microwave.
Yeah. Damn it!
And then you hear a voice cry out, "Show yourself, Hades, so that I may have words with thee." It is Estrella, and she looks pissed.
Hi.
It's this! And she whirls and has her spear out ready to spike you through with it.
Please don't. I just want to fix my door.
I know Hades to take forms of mortals to deceive my eyes. How can I be sure that you are not the god of death?
I guess you can't.
So do you want to make a move here?
I don't know what that would be.
You could comfort her.
You could comfort her. You could provoke her.
I'll comfort.
You could pierce her mask. Wahahe.
How could I get your character to believe I'm me?
Do not stab me in the chest with my magic
That's
spear,
a good
please.
point. I'm going to pierce the mask.
Okay.
Plus that Monday.
Alright, here we go. These are dice that will do no good. But I level up.
Potential!
I level up.
Ding!
Yeah! Feeling my way to the top.
She can be very sure you're not Hades when she stabs you.
I'm right here! Kill me! Kill me!
Lol.
And you bleed out, yes.
That's
so
one
sorry.
way for you to get
so
to the
sorry.
underworld.
I'll take a spell.
Yeah. Oh, she's like...
This is gonna be a rough one to explain.
I guess I should ask Irritated to bring her back out with him.
If you do not bleed...
She launches forward in a fantastic burst of speed, but instead of skewering you upon her spear, she smashes into your face with the back of it and sends you sprawling across the apartment.
And then you just kind of
across the apartment through your window.
Oh,
damn.
Good, I gotta fix that too.
Are falling out into the street.
Mm-hmm. I think I burst through the window and just kind of do one of those rolls and just...
Well, you don't hit the ground.
Oh, I don't.
Because Arete snatches you before you splat on the ground below.
Cool.
You're still a little hopeless, though.
Yeah. How kind. How kind. Am I dead? Ow.
No. And I apologize, Sean. And you see she has jammed that same magic spear into the side of the building and is holding on to it while she's holding on to you, dangling above the pavement.
Well, I've had my TV broken, my door, my window, and now my body.
The microwave.
Well, that was me.
She hauls you back in the window and plops you down on the couch. Are you okay? What can I?
Physically I'll be okay. Emotionally, mentally, jury's still out. I know you're a god, but what a dick move.
You don't. I have had a day, and
yeah, we've all had.
And I came here to ask a favor of you, but I detected the magic of Hades in your home, and I thought that you had been attacked or taken or something, and I acted rashly.
Well,
She's doing that a lot this week.
I forgive you.
She's having a hard time, okay?
What can this broken man do for you?
And that's the next merch shirt.
You're broken?
He gestures around.
I'm sorry. I need you to help me rescue Polly. And I think you're the only one that can do it.
Why me?
Because you're mortal. and you can go to the underworld if I take you to one of the portals. I have been forbidden to go back.
How is that possible?
I'm a demigod, not a god, and the gods feel that I have been interfering in their business, far too much recently. Regardless of whatever scheme Hades has in mind, he's still family.
Well, so is Polly. And I'd do anything for my family. But I need to ask you a favor as well.
What can I do?
Felix sent us a message telling us that one of us is going to become a villain named Aftershock. If it's me, please do what you have to do.
I can't.
What do you mean? I can't control the future, but somebody else can stop me. Well, you're a demigod. You could easily stop someone like Aftershock.
It can't be you, Sean.
Why? My dad is a villain. How could it possibly not be me?
Because I see what you do for them. I see how you comfort them and how you open your heart to them. And that is a power greater than anything that I have ever possessed.
Wow.
You are not your father's son. And I do not believe that just because the fates tell you something, if there is anyone that I have ever seen who has broken away from their fates, it is the simple mortal human. I am locked in mine because of my divine blood. But I need you to make sure that Polymusa does not succumb to her fate on this day.
All this time, I've been fighting against who my father is, and I thought I was making progress, but for the first time, I feel like there's hope. Thank you. Let's go save Polly.
We cut to the date.
Oh boy. Okay.
So, El Taco Cabra is a, as my mom would like to say, it's a real Mexican place. And you find out that Remix is fairly fluent in Spanish, and he orders and chats up the staff. And he's like, and he tells them how this lady is very particular and that she is royalty, that she is a secret princess.
Do I know Spanish?
I don't know. Do you?
You probably hear the word La Princesa.
Yeah. I think that's all I can understand.
Yeah. So you hear, and then La Princesa, and you're like,
Huh? I just do one of those slow turns, and I just go, sure. I I'm standing there with my arms crossed, and I'm like, you know, when you're supposed to be grumpy, but you can't. Like, you can't help but smile. But you're just, like, trying to, like, force your face to frown. It's not working.
Like, I'm not taking you away from anything, am I? Like...
No. You are taking me away from some things that I could be doing, but it's probably for the best that I'm not doing those things.
Well, like what?
Having a major depressive episode.
I mean, did you have that on your calendar, or?
Yeah, I do pencil in. You know how people pencil in mental health days? Like, I pencil those in, but it's when I'm going to have a breakdown. I'm joking.
Why? No, I was going to say, why would you do that? No.
I'm joking. You, of all people, should understand sarcasm.
That's true. I do understand a lot about the human condition. I mean, I'm very knowledgeable, and I'm very observant.
And very humble.
So totally humble. Super humble.
Do you know a lot of languages? I know you can shapeshift. You can change your appearance, but can you also change your skill set?
Well, no, I just have always been able to pick up languages. It just really helps me when I'm, you know, sneaking around and, you know, doing my work. I am not dastardly.
On a scale of 1 to dastardly, we're gonna go with like a 6.
Okay. Maybe we'll see how dastardly you feel after you eat that taco. That will lower my dastardly skill at least by 2 points.
I just keep wanting to make a fart joke, but that's Daniel. Like, I don't think Helix would do that. Danielle would certainly. I just go, okay, so can you shapeshift into a flying thing and get us out of here?
I am not an Uber Helix, okay? That's really gonna freak the heck out of, you know, I like this restaurant, but they're gonna call me a demon and like try to exorcise me if I do that right now.
Well, I'm already a princess, so we're halfway there.
Let's go. And he does actually take you up to the rooftop.
Nice.
And then he turns into a magic carpet.
Her nearer.
Like, he's the carpet.
This song is totally copyrighted.
These tacos are actually very good. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, so like, it's weird because I kind of want him to make like a
Pierce the Mask move.
Well,
comfort and support.
But
okay.
Like, I don't make those moves.
You can. Why
Or
not?
is he trying to shift some labels here?
If you catch my meaning, and I think you do.
Influencer?
He can comfort and support.
No. Excuse me. I mean, you can certainly make those moves if you wanted to.
Well, I don't need to comfort and support him. He's fine.
Okay.
You could provoke him into kissing you.
Oh.
Ma'am.
Oh, man.
Nice. It's just a first date. I'm very shy.
Has Helix ever been on a date before?
No.
Oh.
She's trying very hard to be fine, but she's just like, okay. I think I would like to pierce the mask, though, because I don't know anything about him.
Okay.
Other than that he's funny and good looking and apparently speaks Spanish.
Well, he can be good looking.
Oh, is it going to be your character to kiss me?
So I guess I'll
Welcome to the smooches part of the podcast.
Helix just turns like, is this the part where we kiss? I don't know what I'm doing. Please stop me.
I love the fact that we have all this high drama going on, but we are still have enough time for a first date, all right?
I want to know what love is.
That's the whole point of masks. I think Helix has also never been kissed. Because, I mean, you know, she didn't have a normal childhood. So, she didn't grow up. She didn't go to middle school. She didn't have a weird, terrible 8th grade dance.
Hey, you showed up on Chicken Tuesdays.
Taco? It wasn't it like
It was
Wednesdays?
Chicken Strip whatever day.
Chicken Strip. I think it's Chicken Strip Wednesdays. I mean, yes, I showed up on Chicken Strip Wednesdays, but that was a food motivator. Not a romance motivator.
Like, if I made out with a guy and I was still eating chicken strips during it, that would have been one thing.
That's a skill that not many possess.
But that's Helix's hidden superpower.
Helix's hidden superpower is chicken makeout.
Oh, gross. Gross.
So
Gross,
can I
gross,
roll
gross,
this
gross.
and can we move away from this conversation?
I feel like this is hitting a little too close to home for all of us. Who among us has not?
Who among us has not just eaten chicken nuggets and went, oh god, my breath?
Why did we choose the Italian place for our first date? Why? All right.
Why? Okay. Pierce the mask.
onions.
You suddenly become very conscious of how many onions were on that taco.
Yeah, I'm just like,
You smell like death and destiny. No, it's just onions.
okay, that's an 8.
Plus your mundane.
1 is a 7, which is still fine.
Okay, so you get to ask one of those.
Okay. Okay. Do I ask the GM or do I ask?
No.
Remix.
This is me, and then I tell you, and then we go back into the scene because you figured this out.
Okay, I am asking, what does Remix want me to do? What?
He wants you to kiss him.
For the podcast people, I just did a really weird flail.
It was very Sparrow.
It was very Sparrow. Oh god, if only I could text you and just be like, help!
You can try.
Yeah, because Sparrow is clearly the romance counselor out of everybody here.
And Sparrow's immediately like, Hades is after you too? No, I need help with a kiss.
Sparrow's the only one who's been on an actual date within the purview of this show.
Fair.
That's true.
Yeah,
Fair.
only
That's
one.
true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, great. Now that I know that, I was expecting you to give some answer of like reveal herself or her weaknesses or like I don't know.
I mean,
But
he
no.
may want you to reveal yourself.
See,
You opened that door.
those scenes are only available to our Patreon subscribers.
Listen, we're making downloadable content.
To be fair, you broke down that door as well.
Yeah.
BioWare each year.
You broke down the door. I just walked through it.
All right, fine.
Walk
I'll get
in
back
and
to
out and in and out and in and out.
Kids, go to bed.
Robert, there are children in this room. It's me.
Wash? Oh.
I was gonna say in dog years, he's older than any of us.
I don't let my daughter watch this show. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Okay. We'll get back. I'll figure it out. We'll get back to the scene. Okay. So, what is your name? Like, Remix can't be your real name, right?
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Well, it's the name I gave myself after I got my abilities. I mean,
You weren't born with them?
no.
How did you become powered?
Well, it was an accident.
Do you want to talk about it?
No one's ever really asked me that before, so
Sorry, pizza.
I mean, you don't have to talk about it, but like, if anybody's gonna understand, it's gonna be, this gal.
I know. Thank you for your humility. So you know how some parents really want their kids to be like football stars or like baseball stars.
Yeah.
My dad really wanted me to be a superhero. And he had some connections with some powerful people, and he arranged for me to be a test subject.
Your own dad?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
But you said it was an accident.
That's what he wanted me to think. But, it wasn't.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the worst thing in the world to happen to me. I mean, I get to sneak around. I get to pretend to be not me.
Yeah, but you had a parent that you thought loved you.
Well, I think he did in a weird way.
He did. Is he dead now?
Well, no, he's in I mean, he's in the Spike.
Is he a super too?
Nah, just a brain guy. Makes devices, that sort of stuff.
I'm sorry, who's your dad?
You wouldn't know his name. He really never amounted to anything because he was cause he was the guy that built like all like the super suits and like all the death rays and all that stuff.
He wouldn't happen to be Moonshot, would he? Your dad is Moonshot?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Oh my god!
That would be so weird because it would be like
So weird.
That's Helix, by the way. That's not Danielle. She just hits him. She's like, "You motherfucker!"
Ow! Hey! And he's like, I'm sorry. I mean,
You piece of shit.
some of that some of that stuff was true, but I don't really like to talk about it. And whenever that stuff happens, you know, I go for a joke because it's a deflection. I mean, this is just our first date. Like, you haven't even kissed me yet.
So,
Again.
so it is a date?
Well, I think it's a date if we kiss, right?
Right.
But I mean, if you don't want it to be a date, we don't have to.
I mean, do you want it to be a date?
Well, I don't know. Do you want it to be a date? And I think he takes a step closer.
And I think Helix also takes a step closer and is like, it could be a date.
Well, I mean, if that's a step closer, if that's what you want.
I mean, no, I'm open to the idea of a date takes a step closer.
How open?
About this open?
Do you kiss him?
Yeah.
Take a powerful blow.
Pierce the mask with your lips.
So I don't know how, like, we know Helix as a punchy, you know, kind of jockey, you know, sort of open-hearted, big, tough character. This kiss, I don't know how much she has sat there and thought about her, like, what's it going to be like when I kiss somebody?
Not at all. 0%.
You do not know why you have not done this before. Your heart is racing, and your endorphins are roaring in your ears, and you feel his arms around you, and for the first time since you woke up, you feel happy. Which is why you don't even notice the syringe.
What are you doing?
And the sedative that he injects into you.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! And as
He did want you to kiss him.
How very dare!
and as you slide to the ground, fading from consciousness, you hear him say, "Don't worry, Lord Hades. I've got her. And that is where we end our first act of Masks. Episode 4.
I'm gonna fight everyone.
Maybe I'll be back in next session. Maybe Lord of the Board Brad will just have to have the severed head that Danielle ripped off of me talking.
I got enough footage. We can just like CG you in.
You're just gonna Isaac Hayes me. I will look back on Mask and be vivid.
Weekend at Bernie's.
This is the feel-good version of the end of this story. Everybody lives and it's happily ever after, and Figment's mom comes back.
We'll be back. Yeah. Brad gives the feel good version because you all have a gun to it. He's like, everything's fine. It's all fine.
It was great.
We'll be back in 10 minutes for our second act of this episode. And welcome back to the second act of our fourth episode of Masks Past Tense. I successfully avoided being murdered by Danielle during the break.
This close.
This close. There's some drywall we've got to patch up upstairs here at Washburn Studios. But
Just painted up. It was a couple of months ago, actually.
So the good news is that everybody's heading to the underworld, which is great.
Yay!
We're all going to hell.
In a handbasket.
I'm currently unconscious again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You may don't forget you can change your rival
And your love.
and your.
Can
love.
it be the same person?
Can it be NPCs?
It can be an NPC.
Can it be the same
Ooh.
person?
Probably.
Cool.
I don't know how that interacts with the
Well, I guess I'll currently change it to remix for my love.
Arrival.
There's some pretty hot dudes up in Elysium.
Can it be both?
we were discussing that. Like I'm not quite sure how that impacts
What's
the
the
moves.
mechanic?
Well, +1 ongoing action to anything that impresses them or frustrates them. So
Can you impress and frustrate them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that sounds pretty
We've all
accurate.
been in that relationship.
Yeah.
Come on.
so we're just gonna erase everything and just write remix.
Basically, yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Ricola.
So
remix.
back
Name
in the necropolis, you went charging into danger.
Yay, I would like to make the defend move.
Okay.
I've been thinking about this a lot.
So go ahead and defend that poor soul from Cerberus.
11.
Ooh.
All right.
Feisty.
On a hit, I keep them safe and choose one. I would like to clear a condition and I'm not angry anymore. I'm determined.
I am not happy for you.
Fuck off.
I want everyone to be miserable with me.
I mean, I'm still stuck somewhere randomly in the underworld, saving some random.
So how do you defend the random soul from
Okay.
Cerberus?
So I was kind of thinking about this, and is it safe to assume that there are like overgrown trees and things around as well, like vines hanging off of stuff and like whatever? Is it just, like...
Yeah, like I'm imagining gnarly trees and
Okay.
things like that.
I would like to do the old chandelier move where I swing down and kick Cerberus out of the way,
Okay.
and then yeah, so I'm kicking Cerberus into face, punch,
Yeah.
and kind of turn and find the person and like grab them and like drag them back through the window, hoping that there's some sort of exit within this building
Okay.
that I can like scurry towards and get us into.
Okay, so you chandelier kick Cerberus, and the dog goes flying into the wall where it dissipates into a puff of black smoke. We cut to a moment to where the other two dogs are like just kind of sitting there, and the third one pops back up and starts growling, and they merge back in together and take off.
Towards me or away from me?
Yeah, away from towards you. But by the time you cut back, you're back inside the building with the soul, and she is like, and she says, "Oh, Thank you for rescuing me in a creaky old voice.
We're gonna discuss this later. I grab her hand and I say, "Is there a back exit? We gotta go."
I think at the bottom of the stairs, but it takes so long for me to get down those stairs.
I pick her up and run. Like fireman's carry.
Okay. And you bust out the back door, and you start to hear the barking of Cerberus coming from the other side of the building, and you hear it kind of clawing and scrabbling at the door. What do you do?
I'm assuming that this has led me to like a tunnel of some sort.
Has it?
Yes.
Okay.
And I keep running down the tunnels until either I feel like I'm far enough away that like I can stop for a second, or like maybe I can find a different door that I can like scurry through.
Okay.
And drag the old lady with me, and then like barricade it.
Okay. You make your way through into the tunnels, and you're charging as hard as you can. With the little old lady, fireman carrying on your shoulder, and what sort of like where do you hold up? Tell me about the kind of place where you're barricading yourself.
Well, I feel like my main goal is to try and get towards the city center, so wherever City Hall is. So I feel like maybe I find a tunnel that winds up going into like an old speakeasy.
Okay.
Because if we're talking about all these old condemned buildings or whatever, like 30s era, whatever, and I find an old speakeasy and I'm able to like barricade the door in this speakeasy, which means there's an exit because it's a speakeasy and people need to be able to get into it.
What if, I like the idea if like you're like, okay, you start running you start running one way and the little lady's like, no, go the other way. There was a nice little gin joint that around here, I think. You had to make 2 lefts and then a right, and then the password is Hoover's a sucker.
Yes.
And so you come into this.
And as I'm entering, I yell, "Hoover's a sucker!" Just in case there's any ghosts.
Fair enough. No, good plan. Actually, you as you're running towards the wall, it starts to close, and that's when you yell the password, and it opens back up. And you come out into this, this basement area that there's like a huge spider web that's covering like the bar area, and all the old wooden chairs are flipped up on the tables, and a lot of the furniture has been draped in big white sheets. One
of the sheets starts moving. I'm a ghost.
And I think I'm trying to think what would be a good name for a speakeasy.
In Halcyon City, a superhero speakeasy?
The Green
Arrow.
Goblin Hornet.
Lantern.
Oh.
There's lots of greens out
The greenhouse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
The greenhouse.
Yeah.
Because that's something you can say is like, I'm going to the greenhouse,
Yeah.
and that people aren't going to be on the...
And they put a green light outside, so everyone knows it's the greenhouse.
And they're all like that's what that's different flowers are what the different drinks are. So you're like, I like an orchid, and I like
This was Tony's plan the whole time.
Tony's like, I'm be right back. I'm
opening a bar next month.
Yeah. Viral, baby, viral.
The absinthe drink is just called peyote.
It's fertilizer. No.
Forget me not.
Ooh.
I'm like, one forget me not, please. Ooh, rough night.
I remember there was this jazz band, says the old woman, and she starts talking. She starts telling you stories, her stories about her experiences in the green room.
I'm so sorry. This is really, really interesting, and Any other day, I would really love to hear your stories because it sounds super dope. However, for one, are you safe here?
Well, I think so.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
do you hear that? Do you hear the dog barking?
Nope. Good. Where?
And I know that I will always be safe with you, Owl.
What?
You're the White Owl, aren't you?
Yup. It
It
is I.
You rescued
The
me
White Owl.
from a burning building 2 years before I passed away, and I never got to thank you. So I'm. Oh dear, you're not dead, are you?
No, I'm good. I found a way down here, because I need to rescue a friend.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
I try. Can you tell me where would Hades, where does he, like, imprison people? Does he have, like, is it like the fake version of the Spike? Is there like a sanatorium that he has taken
No,
over?
it's some other C word. It's a Commodore.
Capital?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
That's okay.
Oh no! Citadel, the Iron Citadel.
The Iron Citadel.
Yes, he turned. Do you remember Saint Jehoshaphat's Cathedral?
Do I remember Saint Jehoshaphat?
Oh yes, it was it was a very fantastic. It was like it was the heart of the city.
Okay, so it's probably near
City Center.
City Center. Okay.
In fact, the current city hall was built after it burned
Okay.
in the 60s during the I don't know whatever civil unrest occurred in Halcyon City at that time. That's when the
Squid
cathedral
attack.
burned, or the squid attack. With
The Great Squid Attack of 1967.
sometimes it all just blurs together.
Okay, I think I look at her, then I'm like, is there a way I can get there from down here, or do I need to go up?
Well, I guess I could take you there.
I wouldn't want to trouble you.
No. I mean, it's very confusing down in these tunnels, and it's been a long time since I was out of my apartment. I mean, with those dogs prowling around, it's not even safe in the necropolis anymore. We need heroes like you down here, White Owl.
Yeah.
She's on her way.
Jordan, no.
Where's my button to lower my chair? That.
You know who else is on their way? You know who else is on their way? Your aunt. Okay, let's go.
That was a
Sick mortal burn right there.
that was a that one for Jordan was what in baseball would be called chin music, where you throw at their head. You don't want to actually hit them, but you want it to be close enough that they step away from the plate. Well, why can't you have that nice young man show me? And there is Horizon standing in the doorway.
Oh my god, when did you get here?
I was here long enough to hear her call you White Owl. Which is totally who she is.
Thank you. This is my sidekick, the green sparrow.
Don't let Ethel down. Ethel will be so disappointed if this is not the actual.
Yes,
White Owl.
I'm her sidekick.
So Arate showed you this portal to get to the thing, and she mumbled some magic words, and it started to glow and
Klaatu, Barada.
let's cut back to that. She actually says Klaatu, Brada, Niktu, and you're like, really? And she's like,
Yeah.
If it works, it works.
If it works, it works. Like, I think this is technically a portal into the underworld that Dionysus set up, and he always comes up with goofy passwords like that. Like, let me tell you, I have gone through a doorway where the password was password, and it is
well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, time to go. Yeah.
Look, it's the Green Sparrow.
Hey.
I don't remember you.
He's new.
I'm new. Greetings, citizen. Are you safe?
Oh, I'm safe.
Good, it's good.
Your wife is very good. Is very good at her job.
Oh no,
My
no,
wife is good at her job. I love her so much. Good job, sweetie.
Thanks, honey bunches. We should go.
We should go. The kids are waiting.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Ethel, so much for all of the reminiscences. We're gonna go
Okay.
to save God. Let's go,
Let's
sweetheart.
go. Puddin'.
I just love young love nowadays.
Those nicknames you use.
As soon as we're out of earshot, I like thwap it. Not hard, just like the.
I used to call Michael's the vagina cruncher.
Oh.
Rob!
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
We didn't need to hear Lindsay's words for you.
Wow.
Well, now she's definitely not watching the show.
Man, Ethel does not play around.
We took the road less traveled, and it is less traveled for a reason.
Yeah.
Get it, Ethel, though.
Ethel can get it. All right. So you get a thwap, a slightly more charged thwap.
And I think I'm just like, she needed her spirits raised, okay? And she thought I was, so I went with it.
I know. I went with it too.
Okay, we're trying to find the Iron Citadel, which, do you remember old St. Jehoshaphat's Church? You don't. Never mind. You haven't been to the Historical Society a million times.
But Arete gave you, like, directions on how to get there.
No, Arete filled me in on the whole thing.
On what?
I mean, anti-Arete. Anti-te.
God, I don't like her. Let's go.
You don't like her?
Thank you, Rob. I already gave her the judgmental look earlier.
Cut you.
Oh boy.
Squad goals.
Squad goals. How do you... So, what do you do when your mother reveals herself?
Would you recognize her?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because she looks like she did in the, like, one picture that you had of her, except a little more, ghosty.
Hades. Always trying to trick something.
I hate to say it, Figgy. That's your mom.
How do you know?
Well,
I met her
when
earlier.
When I punched her, she didn't turn back into Hades.
I met her earlier. She had a locket on her. You were a cute kid.
Thanks.
And I think you hear the chains rattling as she's trying to, like, force her way to the front to, like, talk to you.
Hi, Mom?
Are you okay?
Yeah?
Are you dead?
Not yet.
I'm so happy. You're like, this is super awkward. I haven't been able to keep track of you since the Cape. We...
I don't understand. I assumed I got my powers from you. But if you didn't have that connection...
Well, we come from a long line of bad people. And in that process, those people made certain promises of things. Services, souls, for one. And I was one of them. But because I thought that, oh, fine, whatever powers I get from making these promises, I'll make a few bucks, then I'll fly around the world for the rest of my life. And then I had you. And I realized how stupid that was. So, I was able to renegotiate my contract by bonding myself to the Cape. I was able to watch over you and protect you as best as I could. So now we're back together and everything's fine. Right?
But you're still dead.
Well, not technically.
Is your mortal vessel still alive?
This is my mortal vessel.
You brought it with you to the underworld?
Well, I didn't exactly pack right.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
What's the best way I can put this?
When the cape, one pair of underwear.
When the cape was destroyed, I was evicted. And I was evicted here.
That does make sense. Your power is spatial / planar. She was able to pass her physical form into this realm.
Right. I mean, and for a long time it was fine. I mean, dead people are still people. I got to, hang out with a bunch of people. I got to, see some buildings that I wish that I had seen when I was before they were destroyed. And, yeah, everything was fine until...
So if you didn't renegotiate your contract, you could have been in my life?
Not for long, honey. I was burning at both ends. I did the best that I could to stay in your life.
But you weren't.
But I was. I was protecting you.
It doesn't count if I don't know you are.
Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna tell your girlfriend? Oh, this is my mom, the Cape?
No, but I see all these other people with their families, and I never had that. And even if I had you for a little bit as a real person, it might have been worth it.
Well, Francis, if you can get us out of here, maybe that's what we can have.
I have a bad thought.
Is that to me?
No,
or
that's to Rob.
Okay.
Before you do that, can I comfort you?
No, I still have the afraid condition, which can get rid of it if I run away from something.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Don't pull
That's
an old
why
school
I'm
fig.
trying
Are you gonna
Don't
blip
pull
and
an old
dip?
figs.
If you're
Don't pull
gonna
an old
fucking
figs.
dip from me,
Don't pull an old figs. Pull a new figs.
when you're contemplating that bullshit, Arete pulls as forward as she can.
like it's almost a hug.
Gives you as much of a hug as possible.
I am comforting you, human.
I would love if your eyes are closed and you go.
Yeah. And I say, Figs, honestly, you might be our best chance here. I've never known anybody that's able to just walk to and from this plane. The fact that you were able to get here is amazing. You could probably get your mom out. And I'm trying to comfort her. And I have a +1 on moves targeting characters who gave me an influence card, which makes my mundane a 0.
Roll good.
I know.
I mean, she's been doing great this entire session.
So that's
Or this entire season.
5.
Ah!
Just gonna mark that potential.
Well, it doesn't say any bad things if you fail.
No, I just get to make a move against her.
Yep.
I'm the bad thing.
Yeah, Rob is the thing that
we
goes
know.
bump in the night.
Yeah.
I am the bad place.
I was half expecting him to be like, Figment, your father, he's this tech guy, and he makes sense.
I was waiting for it to be like, Figment, your father is Hades.
Ooh.
I love how everybody is just like giving me this stuff. It's like, here, have this perfectly fine couch that nobody has ever farted in. Here you go.
There have been farts on every couch, Rob.
I tried, Ethan. Yeah. Hey, I'm one more fail away to another level up, so.
Fail away, fail away.
Sure. Thinking. Because like I don't want to give you a condition. Like I feel like I'm a little done with that.
Great timing.
Oh, I mean, you'll get more, but I'm just saying, like, that's so easy. You guys
For
need
the
to...
time being, Rob is a little burned out on conditions.
Yeah.
He just wants to emotionally damage
I
you.
just want to emotionally damage your actual push physical characteristic. Okay. All of a sudden, the chain, like, you reach out to hug Figment, and your chains pull taut. And everybody's chains in the in the pews pull taut.
Struggle.
Yeah, struggle. What do you do? Because someone is coming.
I would like to assess the situation.
Okay. You're not going to dip and lose your...
I'm not.
Hide, Figment.
Wow.
Yeah, like now that it's like, no, flee, you're like, no, wait, I gotta... All right, so roll plus superior.
I must be a hero.
Wow.
Whoa!
Oh my.
Whoa!
Yahtzee.
That's a 13.
Okay.
Whoa!
So, assess the
Figment wins.
situation, ask 2 of those questions.
Figment just won the game.
What here can I use to break these chains?
Yeah, and you get a +1 while acting on these answers, yo.
You look above you and see that in addition to the chains on the ground, that basically there is like a giant wrought iron like claw system, and which you think that if you could figure out how to control it, like these things are massive, so if you can figure out how to grab the chains in the right way and pull them, you could probably bust somebody out.
So we have to play the claw game.
All of your time at the arcade, Figment, is really coming into play here.
Baby needs a new teddy bear.
And then I guess I'll go, what here can I use to activate the crane?
You need a quarter
A
first.
giant shiny quarter.
You gotta break into Batman's back game.
Yes.
There's a giant quarter Zeus had next. It's just next to the claw machine.
That means someone saved it, though. I have to wait for them to go first. Right?
No, Zeus would be the asshole enough to make it like free to play, but he'd rig it too, so it always
Oh,
drop
yeah.
whatever you needed to.
It does that like
Ugh,
Yeah.
Until he does it to impress his date, like, oh, watch this, baby.
Oh, I'm gonna turn
Oh, I
up the
got the new
tension on the
iPod.
claw.
Yeah.
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 Hate is nasty.
Just retentioning the
need-
claw.
Divine blood.
Fork.
Oh.
I'm full of it over here.
Right here, baby.
Oh, I'm not gonna make that joke. That joke just goes too far.
The machine goes into motion,
No.
Can you tell me later?
Yep, I will.
and the claw descends and scoops up about a dozen souls, including your mother.
How do I know it needs I'm trying to decide the logic of asking you for blood.
It probably has like some runes or something on there.
I think the more important question is how much blood.
Also, what if you're Hades' kid? Then you already have it.
And
There's been no hint towards that.
and the claw
Your mom.
moves.
Polly, I
and-
need your blood.
Go for it. But be careful. It packs a punch.
Can I
It's perfect blood.
I guess cut an upper arm?
with what?
I assume I have some sort
A
of
holographic knife that I
blade or something on me.
Not when you're captured.
No, I know.
Why would you just be lying around like? Yes, use the hammer and extra keys that I've had on me this entire time.
Can you break off one of your fingers for me?
Ew.
Yeah.
It's portable blood. It's in its own container.
The claw disappears into the ceiling.
I dig my fingernails into my hand to split the skin and hope that that does it enough. Do I need to do anything for that?
He could just bite you and we can make it real weird.
So here's a weird question: have you ever bled?
Do I not bleed?
I don't
No.
know.
No, you don't.
I don't think I have since I've gotten my powers, actually. Because I'm trying to remember times where I've hit. Because I have the divine armor and magic weaponry are just recent that I got near the end of the last season. I didn't have any invulnerability. So I'm mythically mighty, I'm legendarily speedy, and beautiful, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But it's on the list.
I'm
not
glad that you
leaving it
remind us every session. We totally forget.
That's the eye roll.
Yeah.
The eye roll is again with this.
But I don't remember off the top of my head bleeding for anything. But I don't have invulnerability as one of my powers.
Okay.
Then if there's blood in your hand, I'm going to wipe my hand against yours
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and then try to teleport through the ceiling where the claw went. Because I assume it went somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, I guess. Bye. Continue trying to struggle out of these fucking chains.
Well, the doors open after he blips,
I close my hand.
and Hades enters, carrying Helix.
Which one?
A Helix.
I don't know.
One
Yeah,
of
she
the
doesn't-
Ulysses.
We don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know about clones either.
I'm so putting tattoo
Nope.
numbers on.
I don't know shit. I've been in Hades.
I don't know
before,
either.
so-
You don't know
yeah,
either.
I guess
He
so.
knows.
Oh, yeah.
I do?
Yeah, she told you last time.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
Locks her in chains. looks at you for a second.
Is there a reason that you have my friend chained to a wall?
Yes. And then he walks out.
Dick. Helix?
You start rolling too, with a big headache and taco breath.
Helix.
Alright.
Taco burps.
Give it 5 more minutes.
No, wake up now.
RJ, 5 more minutes.
Wake up
What?
now.
What? Fuck.
Can you break out? You're tough as hell. Can you break out of those chains?
I was just on a date and I just got stabbed with a syringe.
Helix,
and I
not
don't
looking
know-
for the backstory,
What?
just really thinking about if you can get out of those chains.
Shut up! I try.
Okay, go ahead and unleash your powers with your freak.
Very mad.
In the back of Arite's mind, she's like, thank fuck Helix is here.
Intimidate or cow others? No. I'm looking into be the monster, so I pulled it from the transformed. I don't think this is the time for me to be the monster.
What
so-
does that mean?
Be the when you frighten, intimidate, or cow others with your monstrous form, roll plus freak. On a hit, they're thrown off and make themselves vulnerable to you, or they flee.
I thought you were talking about taking Unstoppable before.
I took both. Coming for you and be the monster.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I kind of feel bad for Remix now. All of these moves that she's taking, like,
Are you ready?
I'm gonna punch you through 17 dimensions.
Yeah, but Hades is gone, so I can't exactly do that right now.
No.
So I guess I'll just do a regular unleash my powers. That is a 6 plus 3, which is a 9.
All right. So you either mark a condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I am furious.
And here you are.
I love that the picture on Angry is your
You.
character.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Thank God, Helix. Can you get me out?
I can do my best.
You're out.
Do I still have my collar
No.
manacles on? Thank God. And I start running towards the chains where the souls are kept, and I start
Okay.
pulling them out.
Okay.
Oh, shit, I should help. Yes.
Do I need
But
to roll
between the
anything?
two
Okay,
of you,
thank God.
you...
What about Figs' mom?
No,
I was
she got
taken by
scooped
the
up.
brain
Okay.
Yeah.
team.
Because that was my soft move against him, was capture someone. Between the two of you, you're able to bust them out, Temple of Doom style, and break the chains, and they start, yelling and hugging you and thanking you, and
And I just start go. Like, the more you hug us, the more we can't get people out of
I
here.
think Hills just says, "Why is everyone touching me?"
They've been
you're such
having
you're such a nice young lady.
Good doggy.
Yeah.
They've been having a very hard week.
They've been having a very hard week.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Wait. Okay, you are here, so I'm in the underworld.
Yes, this is the necropolis. Hades runs it. It's the mirror world of Halcyon City. There's a big plot going on. Hades is using these souls for fuel for some sort of machine. So we need to get them out of here before they're captured and used for that. And Figment went that way after the crane because his mom was in the claw, and just a lot of stuff is happening right now.
Figment's here and his mom's in a claw?
Yes.
Fine. Show, go.
You turn
Okay.
you turn to leave, and the doors fling open, and the paws of Cerberus, as the three heads growl and red eyes appear.
Helix, go.
Can we show up now?
Oh,
Thanks for ruining my reveal.
yeah.
I want to lasso the fuck out of Cerberus.
Okay.
Yeah.
With my
I just wanted to say
Grappling
nice
hook.
doggy.
Are you defending?
let me decide if I'm defending or unleashing my power.
Or directly
It doesn't
engaging a
matter.
threat.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter because they will all be the same thing. So let's defend.
Okay.
Before I see her come through, I'm like, Helix, go.
Where?
9?
Okay. So defend.
It did make sense.
Helix would just where? Been on here for 2 seconds in my head.
I'm exposing
hurts.
myself to danger.
Okay.
But I achieved my goal.
Okay.
Defending. But I've exposed myself
So
to danger.
you're like go, and then you see a.
Shing!
Do we ever call it like the owl feather, or I don't remember what we called the
The grappling hook?
owl ring?
The talon?
The talon.
I
You
don't know if they
see
have a name for
a
it.
talon hook itself onto the one of the 3 collars of Cerberus, and it leaps at you, and the line pulls taut, and and tracing the line back up to the top of the building, you see Sparrow with her arms wrapped around, pulling for all that she's worth, keeping the dog at bay.
Can I hop on the dog's back?
You can try. So let's make the battle move here.
Yeah. I imagine this is where like the really badass guitar solo metal
Mad
music
Max
starts
style.
coming in. Yeah.
So add 2 to the pool. Does the leader have influence over every teammate?
I don't have influence over everyone.
Okay. Does
think
everyone
we
have the
nominated
same
you.
purpose in the fight?
Stop Cerberus.
Yeah.
Right, because if you don't, he's going to be snacking on some innocent souls here.
Yeah.
Does any team member mistrust the leader or the team?
No.
No, I don't mistrust anybody.
Not even this bitch?
No?
No.
Cool.
All right. Is your team ill-prepared or off-balance?
Missing figs.
And are you still tied up?
I'm not.
Oh.
Helix.
I mean, we're in the underworld,
Oh, right,
but
yeah.
I think we got this shit.
Okay.
Of course,
So-
you guys have never fought without me before, so this might be new.
You'll be back with your mom. It'll be fine.
Yes.
So you want to jump on? What is your intent by jumping on Cerberus's back here?
To assert like animal dominance.
Okay.
So it's just like you are my pet now.
Roll your animal handling
Nice,
check.
nice dog. So I just kind of want to like grab, like, be on the back and grab his collar and be like, "I'm on an elephant, Mom."
Go ahead and take a.
Provoke?
Yeah, I think you're trying. So what? Like, are you trying to hurt it, or you're just trying to control it?
I am trying to not sedate it. What's the word?
Calm it down?
Or yeah, I guess control
Subdue.
it. Thank you. Subdue it.
Okay, so I think you're directly engaging a threat here.
Oh, I'm not provoking it.
No, because you're not really talking to it.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
It does say
hmm.
susceptible to your words.
Well, but I feel like I don't know, writing a
Yeah.
Speak the language of animal.
Yeah.
Bork, bork,
I'll directly engage that threat.
borkity, bork.
Bad dog.
well, okay, yeah, okay.
Oh, that fell off.
We
the
don't
thing.
condone dog cruelty.
No.
No, that's why I'm not trying to kill the dog.
Yeah.
So that is an 8 plus a 3 is
Ooh.
Nervin.
Okay,
Hell
so you
yeah.
get to pick 2 of those.
So I resist or avoid their blows.
Okay.
And I think impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. So like all of a sudden I'm just like flip, 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 up, yoink, and I think like do its head turn around and go.
I think that's absolutely what happens.
Yeah.
They are afraid. And let's see here.
I think I see.
So the puppy that you're on,
Mhm. Oh,
uh,
it's not all 3 of them.
well, you're on all 3 of them, but the other 2 heads peel off and run. One takes off towards the horde of recently freed souls. The other one passes through the doorway to go fetch its master.
Which one do I have my talon on?
That one, the
Okay.
one that she's on.
Can I, right as the one is running out the door, like tackle it,
Okay,
and then the one that's going towards the claw keeps going?
okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and directly engage that threat.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's see.
That is a move with danger.
Oh, great.
Danger, Will Robinson.
So that is a 9.
A 9, okay.
Wait,
So
are you unleashing your powers or directly engaging?
no,
with
he's directly engaging a threat.
Yeah, he's also got a +2.
Yeah, he has a +2.
Oh, okay.
In danger.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
So you get to choose one of those. You resist or avoid taking their clothes. You take something from them. You create an opportunity for your allies. You impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Create an opportunity for my allies.
Okay. So that means that you're going to take.
What
What's
don't you
left?
have?
Oh my god.
Oh, Christ.
Full set.
That full set is bad.
Really bad.
So you're going to take insecure because you're like all this talk of like the mortal can do it, and here you are wrestling with one of the dogs of the underworld. Like this is totally normal.
Easy for you to say.
No.
Because you could feel the heat from its breath and like the
I feel like I tackled it. It got on top of me. It's like biting, and I'm holding it back. Like,
Yeah.
oh crap!
This was a bad idea.
I want to go defend Sean
Okay.
from getting eaten. And I get a +1 on that because I have influence over him.
No.
So it's a +3 with my savior. 5 + 3 is 8.
Okay.
Right? Yeah,
Yes.
8.
So you keep them safe and choose one. On a 7 to 9, it costs you. Expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation.
So I'm going to expose myself to danger. And can I clear one of his conditions?
Yeah, since you defended him, he doesn't actually get he doesn't get insecure.
Thankful dog.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I expose myself to danger then and clear one of his conditions.
Okay.
You only get to choose one if you get the 10+.
No,
It says
I'm
on a hit.
it says on a hit you keep them safe and choose one. I'm interpreting that as because you ran in to defend, he actually doesn't get the condition.
And yeah. And then if it's not a 10+, you expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. So I expose myself to danger.
Hey, remember when you were asking whether or not you've ever bled?
Yeah.
You bleed.
Yeah.
The dog claws you right along your face.
Not the money maker.
Up top. There we go.
Take a condition in front of perfect beauty.
Oh!
Take a condition of burn.
And
It's okay, check the dig scar.
Now can I, defend her? Because
It'll
I
be
made a
rugged.
promise to anti-irritate that I would save her.
sure, that sounds like fun. Do it.
What are
You're
you
doing well.
He's
You're
defending her now.
from defending you?
Yeah. It means he's gonna roll a 6. It's gonna be fine.
And a 1.
Yep.
It's
What do you add
plus
to that?
savior.
Savior. Okay, so it is just a 6.
Mark that potential.
Yep.
I'm
Hold
assuming.
on. Let me make my move before you jump in there,
If
Teddy.
you failed, yeah. There's stuff that happens.
Yeah, we're doing it. You tackle the dog off of Arete, and you're like, "Why did I do that?" And you hold it out from you as far as you can, and there is a bang that echoes through the necropolis, and a bullet comes shrieking through the dog's head.
I just drop it.
And then you see a red dot appear on you. And
Is there any way that I can see where it's coming from? in that moment?
Oh yeah. Looking out, because you tackled the thing out into the into like the street, and across the street on top of one of the buildings, holding a very nasty looking rifle, is Moonshot.
Shit.
And you hear a crackle in your receiver as he hacks into the receiver on your suit. Hades got tired of waiting for you to make your deal, so I made one of my own. I'm going to get her back, Sean, even if I have to kill all of you.
I think the last thing Sean does is just stand in front of his friends.
And that is where we take our final act break, going into the third act of our fourth episode of Mask Season 2. We'll be back in 10 minutes to see how this resolves itself. And we are back for our third act of our fourth episode of Masks Past Tense. And we had a conversation on the break that reminded me of one of the reasons why we aren't live streaming D&D. So, when we last left our heroes, Moonshot had revealed himself to the to his son Horizon as a sniper on one of the buildings in the necropolis, painting him with a red targeting dot, and also revealed that he had made a deal with Hades in exchange for the return of Horizon's mother to life, that Moonshot would kill the heroes to stop them from interfering in Hades' plans. So this is a perfect time to figure out what's going on with Figment as he has clambered his way onto the claw.
The claw.
Go Figgy.
Are we heading towards the machine?
It looks like it.
Because I'm kind of wondering if I should wait until I can see the machine to try to figure out what it's doing.
Okay.
As long as you release them before, they get dumped into whatever funnel that's stealing their souls.
It's like a
All
meat
are
grinder.
dead but one.
I mean, it's kind of true.
There's a difference between being dead and having your soul ripped asunder from existence.
Listen,
Yeah.
they're just making ghost sausage. It's fine.
I'm gonna sell it
Somebody
tomorrow
that
morning
lives
for
through
breakfast.
Fleet Street is just like,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
again.
yeah.
So the claw full of souls starts to move downward underneath the street level of the necropolis.
Did it just open up?
Yeah, and you go down, and and you descend for you don't know how long, because you just feel like you're falling in darkness, until finally you see the ground open up underneath you, and the claw descends and lands ever so gently, tong, on in Hades' workshop, for lack of a better term. It's a cave deep within the earth. You can feel the heat of the magma as it flows around these iron islands that are somehow mystically floating in the substance. But there's a strange contrast between the iron wrought islands and the weird tubes of weird science tubes, and you see human forms inside of them, and there are sort of strange hoses and guide ports and things like that sticking out of the tops of these things. What do you do?
Do they all look like Helix?
No. The only one that looks like Helix is scattered on, or is lying on the floor of one of these islands, and she looks like she's in rough shape.
Can I assess the situation? I want to try to figure out what basically they're doing with these souls exactly.
Sure. Go ahead and make that roll.
Use your criminal mind.
So I was looking at. 6 plus superior. That's a 7.
All right.
So close.
So that means you get to ask one question.
Let's start with the one from my criminal mind. What here is useful to me?
The dying Helix on the floor.
Then what here is what here is the biggest threat?
Hades is here.
Okay. I would like to, because I don't know all the stuff's going on up above.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to try to teleport my mom up there where I think it's still safe.
Okay.
And then try to wake up Helix.
Okay. So you go over to your mother. Wait. What are you doing?
I'm getting you out of here.
No. I want to help you.
Can you still do stuff?
Like a cartwheel? Like, I don't know what you're...
I don't know. Never actually met you. Like, would you be helpful?
Oh, God.
Dang.
Take a powerful blow, Rob.
Do you get to get rid of a condition if you hurt someone?
No, but it's
You
like...
could be provoking her, too.
I don't know what she's... I don't know if she's capable of. I don't know if the... Like, if Ethan walked up to a superhero and was like, hey, I'm staying to help you. That superhero better tell me to get the fuck out of there.
Here, build this table really fast.
You know what I mean? Like, for all I know...
I can carry a dog like no one's business.
From after this deal, she could just be a normal individual now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want her in danger then.
Fair point.
All right. If you don't want me in danger, send me away.
Okay.
A second later. I can't believe you did that! Your own mother!
Well then, help me kick some ass?
Watch your mouth, young man.
No.
She just goes, fuck yeah.
Well, let's figure out what these things are. And she overs to the she blips over to the tanks. What is... Do you know what Genodyne is?
No.
Well, I think it's whoever made these things. Hey, lady, and she starts tapping on one of the tanks. Hey, lady, are you okay? And the woman's eyes snap open, and her hair goes up like this, and the glass front of the tank immediately turns to stone. Whoa!
Making monsters.
Super Saiyan.
That would be Medusa.
I'm trying to figure out what move would help me wake up Helix on the ground.
I was making a joke.
You can just wake her up.
Yeah, I'm gonna just wake her up then.
Hey, Danielle, you want to play Death Scene?
Yes, I do.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay.
You finally, from this nightmare, you awake, and there's Francis, like, scooping you up, like, "Hey, are you okay?"
Didn't know where you were.
I don't know where I am.
Well, at least I have you now. We can head back.
Too much power has been drained from you. Sorry, I mean, I should be feeding you lines. So, ultimately what has happened here. You know that Hades was drawing your essence out of you to be able to inject it into these other people to turn them into monsters.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you know about it. Yeah. And that's what's going on in the tank, and he's created enough creatures that your healing factor, or whatever you want to call it, has been overwhelmed. And by tearing yourself out of the apparatus like you did last episode, you knew that you were essentially pulling the plug on yourself.
I can't go anywhere.
What do you mean? You always get everywhere.
When I'm so tired. I don't know what year it is. I don't know who's living. I know now that there are lots of me. And they are in those tanks. I don't have a lot of time.
Well, maybe you just need to rest.
You're right. I do. Can you help me rest?
I'm not sure I know how.
Well, I am empty, I guess. Hades has drained me of my life and my friends and my powers. And if there's one thing that you can do for me, it is to let me go.
I have a question.
Yes.
So this machine draws powers from individual and gives them to other people?
Something like that.
Can I draw power from one of these dead people and give it to this helix?
Reverse the polarity.
There's some polarity of the
Yeah.
neutron flow.
Because I don't know about the clone thing really yet.
Well, don't cross the streams.
Yeah, because
It would be bad.
Did you... No, he didn't see me show up, did he?
Mm-mm.
So you don't know...
I don't know you're up top.
You don't know Clone Helix is here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you even know about Clone Helix at all?
No.
Nope.
That's why I asked about the tanks, because if they were
Yeah.
all helices, then it would clue me in.
Yeah. Who knows that there's a clone thing? You? And that's it. Okay.
I also have a move called Troublemaker, where if you help a teammate through destructive, criminal, or rule-breaking actions, I get to add a +2 when I use a team.
I kind of want to...
Oh, you kind of want to do something?
Well, I kind of want to pierce the mask.
Like, if that fucks with the
Okay.
story too much, you know. but
No.
If you don't want a double helix.
Oh.
I've been holding on to that one all season.
Ethan heard about the clones and he was like, yes, my time has come.
Where's the pun gun?
Here you go. It's already loaded. Have fun.
Okay, go ahead and pierce the mask.
Cool.
I'm rolling plus mundane. Well, let's do our best. Oh wow, that's a 9 minus 1 is an 8.
Okay, so you get to ask one of those.
How can I get Figment to let me die?
Figment?
Oh, am I supposed to ask this in game?
No.
Yeah.
Ethan still has to answer it.
Yeah.
I can't be like, you do this thing. Of course, Ethan, this would also be an excellent time for you to run from something difficult.
Yes. But now I don't know which direction would be the actual running. Because if I know you want to die, would it be running away by leaving or running away by not following what your desires are? You know what I mean? Like
running away because it's what she asked of you, or running away because you're afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
I think either of them fits here.
Because I think I would be more afraid of you dying, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Is Figment more afraid of Helix dying or this Helix dying?
I only know that this is the only one I know of.
Mm-hmm.
Out of character, just
Yeah. Because that's the whole thing. Like, if I knew there was another one up above, then I'd be like, sure, whatever. not like, you know, but
She did mention something about
Sure. No. I like the Shakespearean tragedy element of this, of like you're wrestling with, you know.
Mhm.
We got spares, sure.
Do you want like a French vanilla Felix or like a?
Do I get to crack the blister pack of this Helix?
Save the peelies.
Probably the only way you'd be able to get him to do it is to lie to him.
Yeah,
Because since that's the question you asked, how can I get him to
that
do
makes sense.
Oh.
But I
Or
don't
tell
know.
the truth.
I don't know if he said out loud.
The truth of Figs, there's like 17 more of me. It's time to let this one go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
telling the exact truth might also work, because that was
Yeah.
the whole discussion we just had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'll work.
Mhm.
Okay. There are exact copies of me. Hades has made dozens. And he is planning to make an army. And if you don't kill me, he will make more of them, and he will make more of them, and I will become a husk of a being. And I've been tortured for a whole year.
You've been down here for a full year?
What do you... Yeah, of course. What do you think?
We've been interacting for the past month.
One of them got out. Are they good to you?
They're you.
She can live my life. And I'm so glad.
So she is you?
She has all of my memories. She has all of my personality traits.
Then,
The only thing she can't do is make more monsters.
then this is what you want.
So very much. I just need you to do 3 things. The first thing that I need you to do is to tell Sparrow that she was the best friend that I ever had. I didn't know what one was. And the second thing that I need you to do is to tell Sean that I love him. And the third thing that I need you to do is I need you to kill Hades. And I need you to set fire to his cold, dead body. Can you do those 3 things for me?
Yes.
Thank you. I think she reaches up and she just puts a hand on his shoulder and she goes, "Time to die."
Goodbye.
As she passes, we focus on Figment as he just sort of stares at her for a second. The unfortunate thing, says the voice of Hades, as he is walking across the burning lava, about clones is when they die, there are no souls to harvest. It's why they were perfect for what I have in mind. Now, when I kill you, you will give me a very powerful soul to make a very powerful soldier. And he loosens his tie. Shall we begin? Cut to...
Get out of Dodge!
Whoop! You and Mom should finally dip.
Yeah.
Now it's okay to be like...
That would be hilarious if it was like, time for me to do what I do best. And they just...
Dip.
Meanwhile, upstairs,
Mm-hmm.
the targeting dot appears on you. What do you do?
I think I just look at him, and without letting them hear, just in my calm, I just go, "I won't let you hurt them." And I take off my helmet and just let them see my face.
If you're asking me to be painless when I kill them, I can do that for you, Sean.
You're gonna have to go through me to do it.
All right. So, now, you guys are going to have to arm wrestle for this. Because I know you want to get rid of your guilty.
Yes.
And you want to defend by chucking a hell dog.
Cerberus at him. In front of him.
Yeah.
No, I'm
You're hype?
Yeah.
Okay. So, which of you wants to make their move?
Could it be simultaneous?
Could
Like,
be.
he's still sacrificing himself, like, at that point.
Okay.
Like, whether or not
If
it
you
works.
think you're sacrificing yourself,
right,
does it
it's
still
the same
count?
thing.
Because I don't know that she's doing what she's
Right.
doing.
Okay. We'll tell you what. Why don't you go ahead and make that defend move?
Depends on who fails what.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have
Good
to
point.
roll.
Great.
This is all Tawny's dice,
No!
which are going to roll 2 6s.
Wait, I take it back! I take it back! No red dot!
So you're adding Savior?
Savior.
Because this is a defend move. Does anybody want to spend team?
Well, you get a +1, right? Because influence?
Yeah, you do get a +1.
So you get a +1. Anyone else want to spend some team here?
I'll spend a team.
Okay. Do you
Oh, she doesn't need it, it sounds like. No.
We
Depends on...
got this.
All right.
Okay.
Fine. Yes, I rolled the dice before I get to ask everybody if they're spending team.
10.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So you got an 8 plus 2?
I rolled a 7 plus 2 plus 1 because influence.
Yeah,
Nice.
So
we might want to save the team for
Yeah.
other deaths.
We only have, like, 8.
Yeah, we do have a lot.
Because we haven't been using it.
Yeah, we're bad.
So can I imagine, like, as soon as Sean closes his eyes,
Yeah, I'm just like...
Sparrow is like, fuck this. And just Maybe even the one that Helix is on.
Yeah.
Can I swing it out from under her and just pendulum it in front of Sean?
Wait, can you just launch both of us?
No, because you might wind up in front of it too.
And get shot.
Okay.
Okay.
It's probably bad.
Yeah. You swing that pendulum right in front of the shot, and the dog slams into Horizon, and they both fall to the ground. Are you still planning on sacrificing that? Because if you do...
Can I clear his condition off of my clear a condition?
Um,
Because I rolled a 10.
clear a condition.
Yeah, it doesn't say clear your own
No,
conditions.
it says clear a condition.
Maybe he's less hopeless?
Choose one, clear a. Well, so, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to clear one of his other conditions, you can. Because if you clear your guilty condition, that's going to take Moonshot out of this fight, because he's horrified with what he's done.
Horrify that motherfucker. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
That's good. We definitely want to go help Figment.
Yeah.
So do you want to clear one of his other conditions?
I think you're not hopeless anymore, probably.
Okay.
Right?
Woo!
That makes
Brave,
sense.
though.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then I just like opened my eyes. I'm like, he missed. Can someone get this dog off me?
Oh, yeah. I think I just shove it.
Yeah.
Where did Figs get to?
I call out from the door this way. And
Forward.
we go as fast
Okay.
as we can.
Running just as
Dun,
fast
dun,
as
dun,
we
So
can.
where is
Yeah.
Figs at this point? Did he and his mom flee?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hand me that thing of dice?
Do we see you when we come in? Or
Hopefully
did you-
not. Hopefully I'm just gone.
Oh my god.
But you do see my dead body.
That one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Once we get there.
Tawny.
No, if
It
you
went
flee,
through a
you
thing.
meet them upstairs.
Okay, then yeah, we'll do that.
And
I do want to get a one-on-one fight. That is not a thing.
No, that's really bad. Against a god. Probably don't want that one.
No.
I tried that already and I got captured. So
a lot. Yeah. So you and your mom appear, and your mom is like, "How is that nice girl alive again? Or how's that girl alive again?"
Oh, they popped down by us.
Yeah.
What?
Oh!
Fig, you got her out?
Yes, but not Helix.
Helix.
What do you mean,
What? I'm right
Helix?
here.
The other one.
The other
other
one?
Oh.
What's he talking about? You don't look surprised.
I know what he's talking about.
What?
Do you want to enlighten us as we head on down to save all of those souls from the weird fucking machine that they're using to...
I can enlighten you, says Hades as he rises up from the floor.
Instantly, like,
Can't I get my monologue?
I don't think so, no.
I've seen a lot of movies. I don't think you get a monologue, dude.
Can I pierce the mask?
Okay.
Plus mundane.
Don't fuck up.
Ooh, did I finally actually roll this well? So that's a 9, -1, 4, and 8.
No more leveling up for you.
Okay. Roll. So you get to ask one of those.
Yeah. How could I get your character to let down his guard?
Let him monologue.
Yeah, that's
Actually,
probably it,
honestly.
yeah.
Just we all go in a huddle.
Monologue.
Go for it.
Yeah, sure, go for it. We lied earlier when we said we weren't going to let you monologue. Go ahead. Monologue.
If that's what would let his guard down.
If you help him deal with, or if you help him deal with the threat that he's facing.
And I'm assuming the threat that he's creating the army for?
Mm-hmm.
Uncle, you told me yourself that you're fighting against something. Instead of what you're doing now, how about I help you? Or what is it that you're trying to fight here? You're utilizing all of your great power to destroy the souls that you were charged to protect until the end of time. So it must be something big. Right?
And for the first time, his shoulders sag a little bit. I think the threat that I am fighting against is you.
Me?
He gestures and shows one of these streets of or come with me, and you all on a rooftop looking down, and he points with grave pointery finger.
Dong.
Yeah.
With Ghost of Christmas Future.
Yeah. Big Ghost of Christmas Future
Ghost of
energy.
Christmas yet to come.
Towards a portal that is like, when you've gone through these portals, they basically just go, you walk in, they go. This one, it's crackling and like someone is trying to force its way through, and finally it does. And in rolls a army in full in futuristic armor, head and mirrored helmet with a futuristic looking APC behind it, with a symbol on it in red that you recognize. It is the symbol of Arete. And you recognize the soldiers and the APC, because that's what you saw in the future. And a form appears in the doorway, armored, massive, with a color scheme that matches the Arete armor, that crimson red, that gold piping. That's the figure that you recognize. This masked, armored, imposing figure that was called Aftershock in your vision.
Fuck.
Death, says Hades, is the gateway to all realms, to all times. And this being is looking for a way through the underworld to get to your time. And that is why I need an army. Because I need to stop them.
We already have an army in Halcyon City that could defeat this threat. All you had to do was reach out to the Heroes Guild and, blow the horns. What's wrong with you?
Would you trust me if I told you?
I don't know. It depends on how good your argument was and if you explained stuff.
I have found that when I have beseeched my brothers and sisters for their aid, they never gave it.
So you just thought that you would capture a teenage super, drain her of her life force, and clone her against her will.
The clones already exist. I merely plucked one off of a tree, like a pomegranate.
Don't you Persephone me, you asshole. How could you...
You've, wildly miscalculated everything.
Arate, are you okay? Obviously you're not okay. Say something.
I think I've heard enough out of Billy Idol here.
I'm with him. Sweet cheeks.
Sweetie.
Arate, clearly, this is a future that isn't going to happen.
The divine can't change their fate.
Yeah, but you're only half divine. We can change whatever the hell we want.
Hades, how would you have us stop this then? Take out the threat at the source?
We're not murdering you.
I didn't ask you.
I mean, fine. If you want to go throw yourself off a building, have fun.
Sparrow, what the fuck?
What?
Arate, we're not going to let this happen to you.
I never thought...
You have two options as far as I can see, Arate. You can lay down and die, or you can stand and fight.
Which one makes you release all of those souls in your machine? The dead should not be subjected to this.
If you die today, whatever happens in the future should not happen. If you fight, you run the risk of failure. And then your friends die for no good reason.
With all due respect, Uncle, from my studies, fate doesn't just take a break when somebody tries to thwart it. If I die, somebody else will step into that armor instead. Today it may be me. But fate doesn't just take a break because one of their playthings is gone.
I take a step in front of Arate.
I pull out a tomahawk and just hold it at the ready.
I'll step behind Arate.
Do you all stand with Arate? And he gives a pointed look at Figment.
Yes.
Please turn off the machine.
Then we will fight together. And we all may die. And that is the end of our 4th episode of Masks Past Tense, with the heroes now suddenly aligned with Hades to face the threat of Aftershock. We'll be back in just a few moments with our back pages to discuss what the heck just happened here. So please join us, won't you? And welcome back to Back Pages for issue 4 of our second series of Masks Past Tense. So today...
Masks past.
Masks Past Tense. So I feel like today was a very good Empire Strikes Back setup episode. I was telling the crew I was fully prepared to rock out a full 5 condition fight with Hades, because that's like the amount of conditions the bad guys can take is sort of a rating of their power. And Hades, Lord of the Underworld, that's a 5-star villain right there. But with one simple move, they figured out that he had good motives that he was executing poorly to stop the
poorly.
Well, I mean, he made like the points that he made, like I feel like everyone is like,
yeah,
okay, yeah, but also monsters.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the hallmark of a good villain is not necessarily, if not sympathy, at least like, okay, I get it. You're still
makes sense.
You're still an asshole.
bad.
Yeah.
Cool motive, still murder.
Yeah. Cool monologue, bro. So, yeah, a lot of stuff happened here. I wish I could, as the players are contemplating what end of session move that they make. I want to tell you guys, there was a palpable energy in the room during the scene between Helix and Remix. Like, everybody was like, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna kiss? Are they gonna kiss? Are they gonna kiss?
I was like, I feel like I shouldn't be watching.
Yeah. Well, so
It seems like a private moment.
Well,
Maybe I should just.
this is some. I bring it
up.
up because dealing with intimacy in role-playing games is very challenging.
Because, like, make out with your friends.
Yeah, because it's like, make out with your platonic friends, but not really, but also that's what happens in stories all the time. So a lot of tables are like, I don't want to deal with it. Some tables kind of get to a like, okay, we know what's going to happen here. Let's pan over to the fireplace.
There was another AP I listened to that they have a lot more free time, if that makes sense. But if there is a romantic moment, what they do is they fade out on the table, and then later on, it's a one-on-one between the GM and the individual, and they record what happened during their fade out at the table.
That's interesting, but we wouldn't get all of the great quips.
No, but that's the whole idea.
They're just banging a table for like 15 minutes.
They just found it more
That doesn't
comfortable.
look like banging a table.
What do you mean 15 minutes? 3 to 7.
Oh my god.
But so that's there are a lot of techniques to deal with that, and that's also it is something that you should discuss with your players ahead of time and kind of set up those areas of consent. Like the reason
Consent
that
is enthusiastic.
the reason that I decided to play that scene with Danielle was because we had discussed and she wanted to have a duplicitous love interest this season, and that was duplicitous as fuck. But it was also there to get her into the underworld to keep the plot moving forward. Like I feel like there might be some listeners who are like, why did you all this tense action stuff and they're sneaking into the underworld? Why did you break into a weird superhero romantic comedy? And like,
Plus, we're teenagers.
right, because they're teenagers and they absolutely would put stuff on pause to be like, somebody might touch my butt. I don't know.
There wasn't time for butt touching because I was stabbed.
Yeah, there was that.
We'll see how that plays out.
That'll be fine. Yeah.
Ooh, get ready for episode 5 because Felix is going off.
So, before we get to episode 5, I do want to talk about a couple things that are going on here. We have one more episode of Masks Past Tense, and
One more episode of
oh.
Masks Season
Okay.
2.
So
Or
that'll be coming up, and I'm sure that everyone here is very excited to go and play a game that is not so emotionally wrecking.
Maybe I'm gonna hit up some Witcher this week.
I just got Witcher, so you know.
Get on that.
Welcome to the horniest of the video game role playing experiences
Dragon Age or
Oh, Dragon Age is
Witcher?
worse.
Horniest.
Dragon Age is hornier.
Then
Witcher?
But full though.
I don't know.
I feel like there's a I
They
feel
don't sit in as many tubs naked, to be fair.
It happens like once and it turns into like
I don't know. I
once
feel
or
like
twice.
there are a lot more naked boobs in The Witcher, and that makes it hornier.
But how many dicks?
Anyhow.
None, unfortunately.
And that is the HBO problem.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like there's a little bit of sex position going on in the Witcher, where it's like, oh, I'm talking to somebody, and there's just a naked woman hanging out in the background.
If you want to talk about boner video games, hit us up on Discord.
So
We should create a channel
We're gonna create a channel.
for Danielle's playthrough of Witcher so we can chat through stuff. Okay.
love
Anyhow.
it. So we've got one more episode of this show left.
Season.
Sorry, this season left.
Series
Yes.
is not done.
Yeah, no.
Series will never be done.
We
We're
are
gonna go for 17 series.
we are going. We have discussed, and we are going to do our best to try and maybe do a third season.
And a fourth and a fifth and a sixth and a seventh.
Well,
and eighth and a
let's
ninth and
do
Until
one.
we're all Adam
Yeah.
West.
Yeah. But in the meantime, we've got some great shows coming up. We're going to be doing some Delta Green, thanks to our friends at Arc Dream Publications, and we're going to be doing Things from the Flood, and we're going to be jumping back to another season 2 and more awkward teenage adventures, which is apparently something that we do very well here on this show.
We're gonna buy some Surge. We're ready.
And
Snap bracelet.
also, if you haven't, please check out Aegon Second Edition, which we did thanks to our friends at Evil Hat, and those are the 4 series that we're doing this year, and it's going to be a ton of fun. All right, that hopefully has vamped enough. Oh, also let's do this as well. If you like what you're hearing, please like us, please subscribe to us. And please review us wherever you get your podcast put in your ear holes.
Also, YouTube.
Leave us a pretty comment on YouTube.
Yes,
We like them.
We do. Like anytime anybody says anything about our stuff, we immediately share it in the Discord. And we're like, oh my god, somebody's listening! That's amazing. Because the more reviews and subscriptions that we get, the higher up we're going to move up that list, and we will I know we're currently big in Finland. Was it?
We charted in France this month,
All right.
actually.
So we're charting in places. We want to be able to chart all over the world, so that in 5 years when we do the Theater of the Mind Players World Tour and we start opening for Crit Roll or Taz. Like, can you do an opening act for?
I don't think
We'll
so.
talk
We're gonna
about
try
it.
it.
Figure it out.
Hey,
I mean-
Knuckle Boys,
Yeah.
hit us up.
That way we know where to go.
Or Mackle Ladies. You guys do great stuff.
Ooh,
as well.
they
y'all
do.
also do great stuff.
They do great shit.
Call me.
So you've got that. So make sure to let us know that we're doing great, and if you really want to let us know that we're doing great, give us money. We have a Patreon. We finally hit the level where I will start writing material to support each of the games that we play, and for past tense, that means that I'm going to write up the villains that they've encountered, so that you can use them in your home game. And I think that's really neat. But you also get to interact with us, and you also get to vote on things, and you get to talk to us directly, influence the show.
And you'll get to follow Danielle's playthrough of The Witcher.
Yeah, and you get to, like,
Well, now I have to do it.
I was going to say, I could set that up as our next goal of of Danielle plays through The Witcher the first time.
Wow.
Hashtag horned. Hashtag.
For some context, Danielle has obsessively been playing Fallout.
What level are you now?
Fallout 4.
88.
Which is not normal.
Look, I played through all the DLCs.
We gotta get you on some of the games, girl.
I know.
The Witcher's a good start.
So, for horny times with Danielle.
No.
Wait,
No.
How much money can we make off this?
No.
no.
We have a Patreon, not an OnlyFans. Come on.
Tony was thinking about it.
We probably should get an OnlyFans. All right. That's just gonna be. The OnlyFans is just gonna be me. Like it's gonna be like, see, Theater of the Mind players play topless. It's just gonna be me. Do you want me to lick my boob? Anyway.
I didn't go there. So
I'm sure that this is all gonna be cut, but that's fine. So.
nope.
No.
Oh, that's gonna make the cut.
We need that for posterity.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So at the end of every session, you choose one. Grow closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team. Who would like to go first?
I
can.
Danielle. What a terrible.
Okay. So originally I was thinking grow closer to the team because we acted as a team. However, I think it's more grow into yourself because not only did I stand up to my dad at the end, but also I did have that one-on-one with Arete, which really kind of made him think about a lot of stuff. So yeah, I think that's what he's doing, which also means that I get to shift a label up and another down. I think maybe Savior might go up.
Okay.
And then maybe, I don't know, Danger down or Freak down.
So you get to pick that.
Oh, yeah, I'm just trying to see what makes sense, I guess. I guess.
I feel like Danger Down might be a good thing because you very sort of passive resistance your conflict with Moonshot.
Yeah, I'm actually a little disappointed that I didn't say like this is not the way to save Mom, but instead I took the more aggressive approach.
It's all right.
Okay.
To be fair, as a son, you were probably a little freaked out at the time.
Yep. Fair.
Very intense.
Man, next time that my dad makes a deal with a god of death to bring back my dead mother, I gotta write this down.
You're showering, preparing for the big fight. Oh man, I should have said that. God damn it.
Yeah. And then you get shampoo in your eye.
Yeah.
Next time, because it's comics, and it's always going to be a next time.
Yeah.
Who is next?
I can go.
Okay.
I think I grew closer to the team.
That's convincing.
I almost had like the same thing as Tony, where it's like, yes, I definitely worked very closely with the team, but like by the same side of the coin, like, and I did stuff and I succeeded. But I think growing closer to the team was the more important mark of this episode, for me. So everyone has influence over me but Arete, and I cannot give influence to Arete again. So I guess Horizon. Sweet cheeks.
How about you?
Oh yeah.
Shift some labels for me.
Schnookums, Snickerdoodle, Puppy Chow.
By the way,
That's a weird one.
Yeah, it's weird.
by the way, fans, one of the things we talked about in the
in between.
The in between was that the vibe that I got from their interactions as a married couple was very much that Monica and Chandler, we are definitely not hooking up element. So if you want to see that happen in season 3, hit us up on social media. Hashtag what do we go with?
Oh,
Sporizon.
Sporizon.
Write that fanfic.
Or Horo.
no.
No.
Arrow.
I like
Horno. I don't know.
Nope.
Okay. Nope.
Sporizon. What was it?
Spigment.
Yes, you vote. Spigment or Sporizon.
Hashtag Sporizon.
Here we go.
I don't know that I'll honor it. We'll find out.
Okay.
We will forget after this. We will forget to look it up.
It's like the.
That's
Oh,
You will.
Sparity.
Yeah, that's the
That's the friend fiction.
Yeah.
Damn, Sparrow
We all
tastes like
memed that at the same time.
Whatever.
Felix.
So you get to choose what labels shift for her.
Yeah, I think I would move your...
That's upside down for you.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. And then also... So I can't do anything with Savior.
Yep.
Correct. She's locked in.
So then I think I would move your... Oh boy. Your superior up or danger?
Whatever you gotta do, buddy. We're in a very dangerous situation.
Yeah, I think I'm going to move your danger up because you did a lot of ass kicking. And move your freak down.
Danger up, freak down.
Why are
freak down.
you moving a freak down?
I think because a lot of freaky shit happened, and in comparison, she seemed quite normal.
Oh, but
Yeah.
fair enough.
And then I am also going to mark potential, which
Ding.
advancement.
Yes, if anybody dinged this episode, please let us know what you ended up choosing as your
I'm gonna
move.
think about it.
Yeah.
So I don't have
I
that
still
ready.
haven't decided from last episode.
See, I have a problem because if I ding,
I might take a
Can I
move
just
from another
hold it?
playbook.
Question.
Maybe
Oh,
I'll
I'll
wait
wait for you.
or can I unlock my moment of truth and then deploy it at will?
I believe so.
Okay. Okay.
When it says
But whose
someone
will?
permanently loses influence
My
over you, does
will.
it have to be a PC?
No.
I would like to permanently lose influence from Moonshot.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice.
Break that chain, son.
You don't love me now.
I never marked my move
I need to look at
from
other
last
playbooks.
time, but I am also
Oh, nice.
choosing grow closer to the team.
Okay.
I think of the people that made me feel welcome. I'm actually gonna go with Helix.
What?
When Helix showed up in the Iron Citadel, she was able to affect the change that I needed and was there with me. And even though
You saved her.
you saved me, yeah,
That's true.
you saved me. I'm not used to getting saved, and I'd been alone for so fucking long. Like even Figment was having a hard time. I actually was thinking about giving it to Figment again, but I was like, I need to get rid of some of these influence cards over here.
Guess who now has all of them?
Oh, are you the team leader now?
Yeah.
I am the team leader.
No.
You're back to the very.
Oh, wow.
Hi.
Shade has been thrown.
Do y'all see why
Directly
me and
at her
Sophie
head.
fight all the time now? I'm actually the chill one. You guys just don't know that because I talk about how beautiful I am all the time.
How beautiful you
You
were.
pushed away my help earlier, Birch.
I'm sure it'll heal up fine.
Or do you cut the other side to match?
Yeah.
So it's symmetrical.
Yeah. Look at my contours.
All right, who's next?
That'd be great. Well, I was gonna
No.
say, I am marking potential,
Okay.
and I now have my moment of truth in the wings
Okay.
when it becomes necessary. Which I mean, it's the next.
I was gonna say
it's the last
it's a
episode.
pretty
of the
good time for it to
series.
happen.
Yeah, and I'm excited to tell our listeners what my cool moment of truth is. So
Okay.
we'll see. Hopefully, I actually use it.
Well, given that didn't we smoke 2 moments of truths in the end of season 1? So
Yes. Yeah,
it's happening, Barry.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
don't worry about
it's
it.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Who's next?
I can go.
Okay.
So I think Helix grows closer to the team. I did spend 1 act playing not clone Helix, so that was different. But saved you, helped corral Cerberus with Sparrow, and in the end decided to stand with you instead of murder time. So,
Which I appreciate.
yeah. Who made you feel welcome? I guess I will go with. Do you already have influence over me? Here you go.
It's so pretty.
It's purple.
Mm.
Now I have everybody except for the one person I can't have.
Ain't that always the way, though?
So I'm gonna take potential.
When the one thing you want
Yeah.
and
is the only thing out of your
Ding, ding,
reach.
ding.
I filled up my potential track, and guess who also gets a moment of truth?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Ooh,
I kind of feel bad for Aftershock, whoever they are.
Whoever he.
What? What?
It could be all 5 of us.
Just like it's a transformer.
Yeah.
All
like
5
the
heroes in a big
Power
Aftershock
Rangers
suit. Like
guy.
raccoons in a trench coat.
Power Rangers, dude.
Lord Zed?
Not
No, the
They're-
Megazord.
the Megazord. Thank
Oh,
you, Rob.
yeah.
Just like the Megazord. I call the head.
I call the butt.
I'm sure Tawny will do whatever things can punch
I
the
call
most.
that
Yeah.
sweet ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will go with closer to the team.
Yeah.
Because I did lots of team stuff.
It was a good Figment episode.
It was a great Figment episode.
Everyone already has
Biggest
all
ever.
the influence over me.
Yep.
So who's gonna shift your labels?
Because who did you grow closer to?
Who made you feel welcome?
I'm gonna say the Helix.
Yeah.
Because, of course, I didn't grow closer to you. I grew closer to the other one.
Yeah.
Hashtag not a
but,
helix.
you know, the other one could have influenced your feelings. And
Oh,
shifted your
absolutely.
weight
Yep.
around.
Yeah.
And even more so now that you're like, okay, well, I want to make sure I don't have this one die in my arms.
Mhm. And now I'm also debating on, of the things you made me promise, I know I won't do the killing of Hades.
Yeah.
And if I do the other ones, will it fuck up your new self?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's your decision.
Because
You know?
they're two separate entities. Like
'Cause-
Dead Helix
But-
has frozen.
But-
Are we mature enough to
If-
separate?
Because like
that?
the way you are, you're the same person with the same feelings and the same
and
memories.
feelings,
And then I tell Sean that you're in love with him, and you
Ooh.
currently don't feel like that.
No.
How does that fuck with all the shit?
It made
Well,
for great.
yeah. But he made that promise.
it depends. I mean, he's already breaking the kill Hades promise.
Yeah.
That's like the big one to like
Yeah.
I
break.
guess.
And I think, like, especially the only safe one to do is
Unless
the...
I do kill Hades.
Hey,
Or-
come in at the final hour, man.
Or you could get them
Alright,
mixed up
Geralt.
and tell Hades that Helix loves Hades and kill Horizon.
No, you
Wait,
kill
no?
Hades, you become Aftershock, you use the Irritate symbol because it was on the thing that came into thing at the time, and then you heard all that stuff, so you started dressing in red.
I
Or-
fulfilled my promise.
Or every time you need to
Awesome,
get rid of a condition and you need to run away from something difficult, you're just like, I'll skip that one.
Pass. Hard pass.
Yeah.
All right, folks. That's everybody, right? Yeah.
Do you need
Oh wait,
the
I didn't
label
shift.
shift?
I didn't
Yeah,
shift
you
the
need-
lead. Your lobbles.
Your labellies.
The balls.
Okay. You did a lot of savior this week, so I think that goes up. Doo-doo. And let's see here. I think perhaps your superior goes down because you were there for the people.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Great.
Figment, man of the people.
Figment, man of the people. There you go. I put little X's next to them.
I also might recommend actually his freak going down because
Oh.
he's basically like, I'm not, or as you know, I've every time I've like, I'm gonna push my powers. Boop, I did it. Okay, that was maybe I need to push myself a little
okay,
more.
yeah, put your freak down.
Okay.
Put your freak
Put your
down.
freak down.
Put your freak down.
All right, so we will be back for our season. I cannot believe we are already at the season finale.
Going
This
so fast.
has blown past so quickly. I'm so excited to murder all of you. I mean, to have a season finale with all of you. But we would like to thank you all for listening, and we hope that you join us for that. In the meantime, for Theater of the Mind Players, we have...
Jordan Fishburne.
Tony Cheek.
Tawny P. Thompson.
Ethan Eichset Anderson.
Danielle Bryn.
And as always, our Lord of the Board...
Brad Davies.
From all of us here at Theater of the Mind Players, we just want to remind you, repeat to yourself, it's only a game. I should really just relax.